I'm not muted right now. He's gonna.
Hello and welcome to Zaxria. We are back for another night at the Nuts Round Table. If you're watching, make sure you're following so you get put in the giveaway once we reach 100. We'll be giving out the most recent D&D book, and then if you're subscribing at that point, you get a custom mini from Hero Force. At this point, I think we're at like 82, so make sure you're following, let some people know about it. Also, check out our YouTube. There are VODs for this campaign. There's like 100 or so episodes on there, and then as well as some podcasts and other D&D and RPG related stuff. So, last we left off, you guys made your way to Venore, and this was after, not retreating, but returning from the fourth layer of hell, Phlegathos, after fighting this kind of lava dragon, in order to close off the beacon from all of these portals that are essentially pouring in demons from the outside. You were unable to do so in time to completely close it off and stop the attack that had occurred on Venore to be prevented entirely, but you were able to stop a good amount of whatever was coming through those portals. Much of Venore itself has been laid to waste. There is fire and ash all over the place. The sky itself is just full of smoke. You really can't see too far out in front of you, but what you do realize is that you seem to have won this, at least, battle here. You were kind of in this long, very taxing fight with a demon horde that was attacking Venore. This huge force of blood demons, bone demons, these flying Vorgol creatures, demon guards, and then a demon prince by the name of Zaxria. In this fight, you had to hold back the demonic horde from pushing further into Venore and destroying more of the land that has always been so hard fought to preserve. You were successful in fending off the demon horde, as Chelonia, with great skill and power, separated Zaxria's soul from his body and caused it to erupt in a bright flash of warm yellow energy. Even with the victory that you have, however, Venore is not the lush forest it once was, and in order to heal it, you know that it will take time and dedication from the elves. The Empress, Shinare, along with her Fey companions, had made their way to you after the battle and spoke with you briefly before going to aid their people, and after informing you that the Dean and Harker are both in the capital. As your original intent for being here was kind of to aid in any way you could and speak with the Dean, you decided to head back to Venore. Before traveling there, is there anything anybody wanted to do where you are currently?
Taking a tooth.
Taking a tooth?
Is Zaxria's body still
His
there?
body is there, yes.
Are his weapons still there?
His the
His
big ass,
weapons.
like the big ass whip and the sword. Yeah, they are for sure. The sword is not like lit up with fire anymore, and the ice whip is kind of just like seems to be a mundane whip.
I'm checking bro's pockets.
Okay,
What you got, bitch?
Yeah, what's
go
he
ahead,
got?
Investigation check.
Check this.
Can I help him with that?
I got stuff. I don't know why I keep looting everybody. I got a +1.
I'm helping you. What's the name?
He ain't even telling me to do that. I'm just gonna do it because he's not here. He doesn't even know where he's at. He doesn't even know where he's at. Look at him. Oh, what? Hey, you never know. I might get higher than a 6.
True.
Yeah, I did. 15.
15. He has quite a bit of just random kind of valuables on him. You imagine it's probably close to a good 1,000 or so worth of gold pieces between all of it. You find probably about 10 or so of those coins that you remember seeing before.
Damn,
the gold
we're hell
coins
rich.
with the symbol of Brelnax on them. There are no other things of note really that stand out. There's really not much of pockets on him. He pretty much just has this small torn, tattered loincloth that has some sort of belt attached, and then there's little pouches on that have what you find all assorted throughout are the random necklaces, gold pieces, then those gold pieces that have the symbol of Brelnax on them.
Does he have horns?
He does.
Can I try to harvest those?
You
Sure
knocked
can.
one off already. You just got to find it on the
Oh, okay.
You can either look for the one on the ground or try to break one off. It's up to you.
Can I do both?
Sure.
Okay.
Make which one you want to do first?
I want to try to take the one off his head first.
Okay. Make a.
I gave you all
just make
that
a
shit, by
strength
the way.
check.
Did you already write it down?
I did write it down. 10 hell coins, 1,000 gold, whip, big sword.
I'm gonna rage.
I like a good time.
Hey Connor, are these weapons magical? Or is that him making them magical?
Whoa. Deep.
We haven't rested, so like technically haven't leveled up yet,
I'll
right?
need some time to look
18.
over them.
18. Okay. The horn itself.
Did you just
is
fail a strength check?
I got
there
less than 20.
pretty good. You're definitely struggling a little bit to do it, but you kind of just keep rocking it back and forth until there's just this huge snap, and you kind of, it's like one of those things where you're forcing it forward and you feel all your momentum in one direction, and it finally just kind of like, and you tumble a little bit. You don't fall, you just kind of like stagger with your steps, and the horn's easily, about this big. It's got like a slight curve to it.
You're going to carry two of those?
Yes. I want to find the other
I'll
one.
carry one.
Investigation check.
If you need me to carry one, well, that's sick.
Fuck.
Natural.
Reroll it. Reroll it.
Oh! Natural 20? 5. 3.
The one on the ground's a lot harder to find.
Okay.
There's ash and soot all over the place. It's very smoky. The dense smog that's all around. You're unable to locate that one.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think we needed both of them.
He's gonna hang them up in his room.
I
Dude,
think
I don't know
one
what to do
might
with
work. I think one might work.
Can I fit the whip and the sword into the bag of holding?
How much stuff do you have in the bag right now?
Not a lot.
You better be careful with that
We
fucking
cleared-
sword.
We
We
cleared,
cleared a lot
of
of
it
the
out.
gold out, which I think was the primary.
Because the sword itself is probably anywhere from like 80 to 100 pounds.
Oh, okay.
So that's like a third of the bag, right? Because it can only carry 300 pounds.
Oh, it's
versus
500.
I think it's 5.
Oh, it's 5. Okay.
I don't know. I'll let you know.
Run around like Trendemir. I guess he holds it with one hand. Dude's kind of sick.
I'll just carry it for now.
Okay.
How long is the sword?
It's pretty close to like 10 feet.
Okay. I'll just throw it over my shoulder.
Looking at it,
They have like
Just
runes or
like-
anything on it?
yeah, it does. You looking at it, Connor, you can tell that it has magical properties to it. But it definitely doesn't seem like a good thing to have, like not have, but a good thing to like use per se. There's just something about it that just doesn't seem right, and
What
it's
about
it's
the-
easy to tell.
Does he get the same thing from the whip?
Not so much. From
Bless
the whip.
you.
The whip
I think-
doesn't seem. The whip, you know that you saw it a little bit
Bless
ago, and
you.
it appeared
Thank
to be
you.
magical or imbued with something to some degree. It still has like, if you grab the leather that's there, and like there's like a bunch of serrated little bits of, almost like a bunch of serrated knives that are also attached to it. When you feel that, everything still feels like super cold. So you're just not sure.
He just froze the whip before bringing it.
Yeah, that's the freezer.
Run over to Brelax's body.
He's got a
and,
freezer demon that
carve,
falls.
like,
We gotta find that guy.
transform, Zaxria,
Okay.
and carve the,
Yeah.
or turn the dagger, or the demon's man into the dagger and carve symbol for Braxton's
I'll
on his
take that
forehead.
greatsword, by the way.
The greatsword? I want to see Andrew try to lift the greatsword.
Make a religion check for me.
Kind of swole, bro.
Here's this one.
I'm like,
Fuck.
actually, yeah, it's more like.
Just spinning it.
6.
6.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else anybody's doing? Start heading back. Okay. At this point, you begin to travel toward Venore, and the walk back is long, and it's also not really an easy walk.
Got the deer.
You do have the deer, yeah. And it's not really that it's difficult in a exhausted sense. It's more of a kind of morale sense. Even though you have won this kind of battle here, you know that whatever war is coming is very far from over, and whatever you just faced here was a mere fraction of what is to come. Bodies, ash, embers, splatters of blood, limbs, and just nothing but destruction riddle the entire path back. There is no joy amongst the elves that you see walking around. From time to time, you jump off the backs of the deer and assist people to their feet, and then continue as you were back to Venore, jumping off here and there, assisting people with their wounds. You can see that there are looks of nothing but deep sorrow, almost like the souls have been torn from their bodies and they're just been crushed right in front of them. Everything that they have lived for and stood by as a people has pretty much been destroyed almost. The closer you get to Venore, though, you can still see that a good bit of the forest is still intact, but nothing of what it once was. The first time you came through here and saw everything, you remember that feeling of just kind of awe and this sense of wonder at looking at these tall redwood trees, the lush greens surrounding you, even in the fall, all of the colors. Eventually, you make it to Venore, a pit kind of in your stomach. And initially, after defeating Zaxria and pushing back the horde, you felt this kind of bit of victory and celebration, and it has now faded at this point. You still push forward into the city. The ash and soot is still in the air. It is just not as prevalent here. You begin to look around. You can see people are making their way kind of still in some sort of battle-ready or defense-ready state. Like they're not so completely off guard yet. They're still making sure that nothing has slipped through or there's nothing else going on. There's a good amount of forces, probably guards in groups of 30 to 40 that are pushing out of the gates as you're making your way to them. Initially, when they see you, you guys are not super presentable as you're approaching, so initially they don't really recognize what they're seeing. Even the deer themselves have like blood on them and soot and ash, and they're covered in it. Moldrak looks like he's just like covered in nothing but like he just has like it caked onto his fur. Zarbrax is probably the one that looks the cleanest just because everything doesn't stick to him as much, but he's covered in blood more than anything. Even for Chelonia is probably clean too, but your clothing is just darkened and black with soot. You can feel the just like film of kind of filth that is on your body and your clothing. Your weapons as well are dirtied. You guys are banged up, bruised up pretty bad. Some of you have some pretty gnarly wounds that you had suffered from the battle. Looking at Ander, he looks pretty tore up. The wounds that he suffered from Drexir, you can see that there are good bits on his clothing that are tattered and kind of tore up. Most of you have some sort of wounds that have been suffered. Like you are not doing great, but you're also not on death's door at this moment. But you're feeling it for sure. You look around, and it takes a little bit of time to kind of sift through the chaos of what is still occurring. You can see the dean standing near the palace steps. He's kind of pacing around. He doesn't seem to have noticed you yet, or really taken notice of anything. He kind of has his hand up at his chin. He's walking back and forth. You can see that his demeanor is a little flustered, but you have spotted him nonetheless. He's pretty easy to pick out amongst the rest of the individuals here.
We should go talk to him. We should also probably, if we can, try to see if we can heal Harker in some way.
Yeah, he'll probably know where he is also.
Yeah. Do you want this whip?
Is it like a cool whip?
It's pretty cold.
As you're holding it, it's probably about yay big around, like bundled up. Like the way that it's coiled, you kind of have to really, if you tighten it up as much as you can, or just like bundle it up, it's still in a pretty sizable bunch. But
gotta hold it in one hand.
You can hold one of the handles in one hand, but it's probably only like a quarter of it, and the rest of the handle's about yay
Just
big.
hang on. You could probably wear it like a bundle.
What if I like two-hand grabbed it? You think I could use it?
Maybe you have to try it.
Just keep hanging on.
Doesn't seem like it.
Change to the size that they use.
Maybe I'll like attune to it first.
Could be.
I think we should look into it first before we just go and tune
I can put it
into
back in
these
the bag.
magical things. Especially the sword doesn't look the best thing to have.
It did look pretty cool. I don't know what you mean. It like lit on fire and stuff.
That's how by demon prince too. So.
That makes it cooler.
Yeah.
Alright, we want to talk to the dean?
That is correct.
I don't know where I'm at sometimes when we play D&D. Music starts going, and I'm like,
Okay.
had to turn it.
You start approaching the dean, and he notices you guys as you're approaching. You can see that he too is covered in soot, his face bloodied, as well as his hands, and almost his entire person. The more you inspect him, it kind of just seems like there are these splashes and blots of blood all over him. Even some parts where you can see, like near his kind of like thighs down to like where the top part of his knee is just kind of covered in blood. You can see his face is just one of pure exhaustion and not just of a physical nature. He's overall just this look of being drained, a look that you have really never seen on him. He sees you approaching and begins to wipe at his clothing and kind of at his face and correct himself a little bit to try to keep his posture and kind of together demeanor, if you would. Keepers, I've never been more glad to see you. Glad you're all well, or at least alive.
Alive. How are things here?
A bit of a pause comes over him. It's very difficult. We came through just to try and speak with the Empress to see if she'd take in more refugees, and it all happened so fast. We were probably only halfway here when we heard the rumbling and the shouts and the battle cries of drums. It all happened very fast. The last thing I remember seeing was Harker throwing me behind him. Jesus Christ.
I think the one spot in the room that's just like the doom is okay. But you get one of the kids is just gonna fall through and land in Billy's lap.
Hopefully not.
Wouldn't be the first time somebody's fell through a ceiling. I'll explain it later. It's a rough day, okay, man? Sometimes you just fall through ceilings. Okay?
Doing cannonballs onto the floor or something.
I didn't fully
But,
fall through. It was my leg.
After the last thing I remember seeing was Harker throwing me to the ground. I think I may have hit my head on something or whatever, but when I awoke, I looked over to the ground and just was shining metal and red. That's all I remember seeing. When I looked at Harker, he looked fearful, as if he knew something was not right. You can see his hands are just like covered in blood, like just caked in them. The backs of his hands, not so much, but you start to notice that all of the blood that you're seeing on him is not his at all. He doesn't seem like he has much wounds. You can see that his head a little bit has like a trickle of blood kind of coming down the side, but other than that, it doesn't seem to be anything too serious. can you go up there and tell them to not do that? Because I know.
Whatever you're doing, stop.
Yeah, just tell her it sounds like.
Sit the fuck down.
Tell her it sounds like there's a stampede above our heads, please.
There's another baby here today?
Robbie and Elena are here too.
Oh, gotcha.
My mom's watching them.
Gotcha.
His head, the wound that's on his head doesn't seem severe. He seems like his wits are about him as much as they could be. He doesn't seem like he's in any sort of like immediate healing type needs. Arca right now is stable, at least. They've healed him as best they can for now and are currently just waiting. They said only time will really tell, but he's strong-willed. I'm sure he'll pull through.
Would he benefit from magical healing at all?
Some of the druids are healers to some degree here. I think that we're going to try and make our way to Teneveth. But I'm glad you guys are here. I already spoke with the Empress. I fear that Venore may not be the only place that was attacked. I've kind of sent word as best I could, but I don't really have the means or the resources. But if you could return to the keep, speak with Fandel, he's kind of in charge right now, and reach out to all of the other kingdoms. He has means and ways of speaking with all of them very quickly. I think it's time that we have some sort of a summit and all of the other kingdoms.
I mean, we were only in the Old Guard a few days ago, but it was okay then. But we can try again.
As long as they're not stomping, you're fine.
With mom. That's why.
I know. When you get to the keep,
Or should we host this summit at the keep?
that is where I'm hoping to do so. I'm going to help here and, like I said, try and get Harker back to Teneveth, and from Teneveth I'll leave to the keep. There's a small bit of soldiers here left, I think, at least. But I have my own ways of getting back if I need to. When you reach the keep and you speak with Fandel, there is a professor there. Professor Alanon. He is one of the... He's kind of an apprentice to Fandel for a little while, but he came from Ezeron a while back. He's a stubborn bastard, but a good man nonetheless. His heart is in the right place.
You taking notes?
Can you spell his name?
Alanon.
I added an extra L.
His name's Onon.
That's an A.
Alanon has ways of getting to Ezeron that we do not.
Oh,
I think
that's
it's
why you
time
wrote it
that
down.
we force the help of them upon us. And if they refuse to,
I already tried that.
how so?
Well, Tobias at Arcanoria, we sent a letter requesting that we be able to visit them. And they pretty promptly and swiftly denied, with the exception that I could return solely and be kept there and could not return back here to the rest of the world.
They've always been that way.
However, I did kind of respond with some strong words, but it seemed as though
Counts as a bitch.
at least those in Arcanoria agreed that perhaps they were being a little stupid. So,
At least you're aware of how they are. But they're also very resourceful and a very powerful nation. And I feel that we would benefit greatly from them assisting in some sort of way. And at this point, based on what's happened here, we may have to stay out of the way of trying to be courteous and politically correct by doing things the right way. I fear that now we need to force our hand more. And I think the best way for us to do so is for you to just go to Ezeron.
That's fast.
Alanon has a way of getting there. If you speak with Fandel, he'll find out that information, and he'll get you there. I think our next move right now, actually, before we speak to that, your progress on the portals. Anything new to note? Last I spoke with you, you closed the third layers.
We just closed the one that leads here. That's so we stopped the rest
The
of
one
them.
that leads here, what do you mean?
Well, which one was it?
What if those?
I can't remember what layer.
Fourth layer.
We
The
closed them.
fourth layer. Yeah. So the demons that we just fought here should be stopped from coming here.
The invasion was coming from Phlegethus,
Yeah.
is what he's trying
Sorry.
to say. And we just closed that portal.
Good thing you did that.
That didn't come without a large sacrifice.
He starts to
Yeah,
look
letter.
amongst all of
Where'd it
you.
go?
Get a letter?
Yeah.
Like a big A?
Just
It
kind
was
of
like a
nods.
scroll.
We don't. If it's going to get progressively harder, we don't know how much more we can do in terms of closing portals.
Well, I think your doing so may have saved everybody's lives that is here. So I think if you have the opportunities to do so, at least try. I'm not going to force you to do anything, and I know and trust your judgment is good. But if you can do more on the front with portals and attempting to close more of them, I would definitely encourage it. But for now, I think the best you can do, as I said, head back to the keep. Inform Vandel that we are going to have some sort of a summit with all of the kingdoms. He knows how to reach out to them. Then he'll speak with Alanon.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be as big of a deal if we didn't have to fight a Lord of the Hells every time, but it just gets harder and harder. But we can head to the keep. Try to gather everyone for this summit.
The demon prince that came through, we were able to dispatch of him.
I do remember you telling me of these demon princes as well. Just another thing we have to face.
Well, we only have to face two. Theoretically.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna pull this out. So
Supposedly.
hand the letter to the dean and just say, just so you know how it was.
Like back from the third layer we had to put in the cube. I don't know
He
if they'll
looks
come
it over
back.
for a moment.
Do we need more of those things?
This is a response I would expect from them, most certainly.
I knew they were stubborn, but it seems to have gotten worse.
And I'm sure it means a lot to the rest of the keepers and to me that you would refuse such an offer to keep fighting the fight. I know it probably wasn't easy, and there may have been a moment of thinking of returning. I can see how it would be easy, but you're strong-willed, and Zaxria is better for having you in it. All of you. Be safe, keepers. Loss amongst all of you is something we cannot afford. At least no more of it.
Rest here before we head back to the keep.
We can rest here, we can go to Argonaria.
That's true.
Although,
Tanaveth is living closer than here.
At this point, the dean has walked away into the Everlight Citadel.
I might be able to get. I don't remember the progress on portal in the house. Anywhere
I think it
close?
was halfway, maybe.
About halfway. Probably a little more.
That portal is not going to finish before we finish the
All
campaign.
of the
Well, you do know that it's going faster too because Tobias is going to be helping
Maybe
Amelia.
it's 3/4 of it. I don't
It's up to you guys. We can stay here, or we can.
Probably should head out so they can have more beds for the other people who got injured. Yeah, I could do with some food. They have like a never-ending supply there.
Let's go.
Anything else we want to do here?
Nothing I would. The rest of it.
Alright.
Let's go.
They had like small like ponds and springs in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
just
there's
find
a-
one of those.
There's a river that goes through the city.
One of us could just piss on the ground. I have never-ending water sources in my bag, but I just thought about pissing on the ground.
Go to the
They have a connection to the Fae here.
So,
yeah.
in some way.
Um,
I think those, you saw those spirits of the Empress, I think those are fake creatures.
I wonder if they could get like a message to Neris. Tell her to come. That we could
We
use
could
her
talk
help.
to- yeah, we could talk to the Empress and see if maybe she has a way of, or the, her name escapes me because it's been so long. The Druid
the
lady.
Arc Druid.
Yeah, the Arc Druid.
I got her name somewhere in my memory.
Hold on, I just saw it in my notes.
no, it's your memory.
Althea. Althea.
Yeah, Althea. She's very
I think it could only be beneficial to reach out and see if she'll come back.
I mean, even if she could,
A
even
simple
if she could,
suggestion.
all the allies we can get. So, we're gonna go speak to them.
Might as well.
We try to go for Althea.
No worries. Yeah, as a group, everyone's just kind of going.
It's up to you guys. We're just gonna rest here. Okay,
I think I'm gonna hang out here, Joe.
that's fine. We can just go.
Those two can go. Unless you want to go too.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so some of you rest down by the small river that runs through the city. Looking at the river itself, there is like some soot and debris and stuff that is floating inside of it as well, but most of it seems to be clearing up as it's kind of naturally being filtered out and pushed out. As for Azrael and Moldrak, the two of you begin to look around to attempt to locate Archdruid Althea. You do find her. She seems to be just kind of tending to whatever she really can help with, whether it be fortifying some of the walls. You can see her like holding little woodland creatures in her hand and speaking to them, and then they just kind of like scurry off and to the forest. So as you see her and begin to approach, you can see that she has this very long, red, kind of curly, poofy hair. She has a kind of smaller build. She is very, very young appearing, but you know that is pretty true amongst most elves. Her clothing is also covered in kind of soot and this kind of dark film. You can see her face also has a little bit of soot upon it. She seems pretty busy, but takes notice of you kind of approaching.
Hello again.
Everything good on the front there, then, I'm assuming?
Well, I mean, as good as war can be.
Right.
We need your help if you can. Do you have a way to make contact with the Feywild or people in the Feywild?
There is a small connection that I have to the Fae. Yes, I may be able to do so. There is a ritual.
Just like a message to someone.
Whom is that?
To a member of our group, Neris.
I do remember Neris. The avatar of a fiend.
That's true.
I remember. I can attempt to. What would you like her to know, or
What do you think we should say?
Just to let her know that what the state of the Zaxria is now is the invasions are starting to ramp up, and we could use her help, or in any way that she can. She can bring aid from the Fae to Zaxria, or she herself can come back.
I was thinking more like that.
I'll
Come
reach
back.
out.
We
See
need
what
your
I can
help.
do.
You know, but
She goes to turn around, but before she does, she just kind of like reaches her hand out towards both of you, kind of resting her hand either up like on the top part of your arm or your hand. Thank you. Sincerely. She turns back around and begins calling more little woodland creatures to her, birds or squirrels, whatever they may be.
Yeah.
Back to the group.
All right. At this point, once you make your way back to the group, you can see some of them kind of splashing water up to their face. Zarbrax is just like laying flat on his back. You're definitely feeling the exhaustion of everything that has just kind of like occurred to you over the span of the fight. The axe imbuing you with Keranos' might, along with being, raging, being hastened. It definitely takes a toll. Your muscles just kind of feel sore constantly. It's just like you were almost in this just constant state of flexing through the entire fight because there was just so much power surging through you. And at this point, you just feel like this just beat up, limp noodle that's just standing here, or laying here rather, because it's hard to stand. You're just so tired.
You feel like that? I am that right now.
Up to you guys how you are proceeding.
What's the coin?
is everyone ready?
Yeah, I think so. You guys ready? You gonna be able to stand up?
Take the horn, I kind of push it into the
We're bringing that with us.
why not? It's got to be like magical or something.
Yeah, for sure. I believe it.
I'll just flip it and walk through.
Okay. You watch him flip the coin into the river. As he does, you can see that there's like this ripple of energy that goes through it, and as it does start to ripple outward, you can see vaguely some sort of image on the other side. And then as you begin to step through, you are pretty much just like stepping into the river, but you're disappearing into the portal itself. Also being mindful to just kind of like look around to anybody onlooking. But you make your way through.
It's a,
They don't
it's
know
a
where we're
portal,
going.
man. They don't know where the fuck we're going.
But as you make your way through, you are not greeted by the bright white marble anymore. It is just kind of this long hall. I kind of imagine it like almost like you'd see like old time types of like medical facilities and like a movie scene. There's just like beds all over the place, big ass tall ceiling, little dividers in between every now and then. There are people kind of walking around helping individuals. Not many of them are actual like healers, but most of them have some sort of medical knowledge to be able to be assisting some of these people. A lot of these people here though are not really like injured and just like tore
What are
up.
they doing here?
They
Get out of
just
here.
have nowhere to go. They don't have a home. They have no food anywhere, no shelter. So they're just kind of being homed here. There's probably double the amount of people that were here from when you were here maybe a day or so ago, or whatever the hell it was. I can't remember.
We only help the
Um,
injured. We don't help the poor. You take a hike,
You-
buddy.
Free water.
Once you're walking through, everybody is just staring at you guys. You are just filthy, bloodied, tore up, dragging a horn behind you.
What the fuck, man?
No control water clear.
Up to you guys. Where are you going?
Leaving this room.
Out the exit door.
Wendell is still the gatekeeper at the end. And instead of just unlocking large white marble doors, there are these two sets of large double doors on each side. They appear to be made of wood, but as you kind of grab it and push it, you can feel the weight of what would be stone as opposed to the wood.
Are we just
Push your way
keeping
through.
prisoners in Arcanoria? Where can they go? Where do these people go?
They don't really need to go anywhere else. This is where they are for
We're
now.
holding prisoners.
No.
They're normal people. We're just holding them prisoners.
Dude, they're like on the brink of death.
Not anymore. They're normal people. They're good now.
It was 2 days.
Yeah, we really believe in God for like a day and a half.
They said they were good, so they're just homeless.
They're refugees.
You can't arrest homeless
What are
people.
you
That's all I'm
upset
saying.
about?
Then they're just stuck here.
I'm sure they can leave to go back to their homes if they want to.
I'm going to
You're
the inn
sure you're not
to get
You
some
can ask.
dragon tail steaks
You can ask
Shit,
them.
you're right.
Find out.
and a bat.
Try to leave.
Some
What
dragon steaks.
Dragon tail
I'm not
steaks.
trying, bro. I'll fall at the edge of the world.
A
We got-
little tougher, but still good.
Jump off the side. What?
Going to eat some steak.
Okay.
My boy.
You guys all make your way to the
No, we're gonna
reprieve.
take a bath together.
As
He's
you
just in the
return,
tub and I get in and I don't see him there.
every
Butt
time
cheeks to
you
my
get
face.
these moments of rest and reprieve, you realize very quickly that it could be the last time that you have this kind of calm and peace,
Nice.
at least for a while. You start to realize the danger that is coming along with this as everything progresses more. Inside of the reprieve, Jordy assists you in retrieving these dragon tail steaks for anyone who wishes to eat. The meat is pretty good, but it's a little tougher than where you were getting the other previous cuts of it from, just because of the musculature that's down there. It's a little bit more lean, but still has a bit of fat on it. It's good. The flavor's good. It's not seasoned a whole lot, but it's really doesn't
Better
need to
not
be. You are
Don't
able
ruin my
to
steak.
each get a room of your choosing with a bath inside of it for you to use. Even for those of you that can just magically make it go away, there's something about actually taking a physical bath that makes you feel a little bit cleaner and better. Anything anybody wants to do before you rest?
I don't think I even
If you
bathe
want
before I
to,
rest. I think I just hit
you
the
can
sack.
leave those
Man.
weapons in my room,
Okay.
and I can look them over after
Yeah, sure.
before I go to bed.
And you put the weapons in Connor's room.
Great. And now we got the crazy version of Doctor Strange coming at us. You just come out of the room spinning the sword in a circle.
Before Azrael goes to rest, he's gonna use some of that incense that Skip gave him, and just try to do a prayer of reflect on what just happened today and the lives lost and the demon slain and everything, and just pray and stuff. Practice.
Make a
Thanks, Skip.
religion check for me. And with the prep and everything you're doing, you do it with advantage.
Azrael was once lost, but now he's found.
He was lost for a long time.
23.
23.
It's just so long. It's just lost.
You begin to focus, and
Excuse me.
you're not really a stranger to prayer in any way. You've been around long enough to have seen religions being on top and religions kind of falling to the wayside. But all of the same gods and everything still pretty much exist. You definitely feel a strong connection with Cabrexith. You can feel this energy that kind of surrounds you now. And it's not an energy that you once are used to, one of this kind of one that's on looking constantly, like this constant trying to look over your shoulder as if you're always being watched. It's more of a presence of warmth and kind of this positive energy that you can feel. And through everything that you've been through, it's very comforting to finally have something like that. It almost reminds you of, having your mom around and your family the way it once was. You begin thinking of that, and your vision begins to kind of fade out with your eyes closed. Instead of seeing the flicker of the lights around you, you begin to see just kind of darkness that begins to slowly grow into something else. You're looking around. You don't really hear or see anything, but your recurring nightmare of finding the very cold bodies of your mother and sister has changed to one, even in your previous rests, where they are very well and alive, kind of walking around, speaking, your mom making food, your sister out and about, even Zeke just kind of helping your father with whatever tasks around your little bit of land that you had with your family. And it's not like a memory or anything, it's just kind of a bit of a positive daydream that you can feel, almost as if like good thoughts are being pushed into your mind. There's this quick phase of black energy that comes over what you're looking at before you can see the same house that you were looking at, kind of disheveled and ramshackle, and then it disappears back to its former glory, almost as if something's trying to intrude into your mind, but something is fighting it. You can almost hear a voice trying to creep into the back of your mind, like something is trying to get a hold of you, but something else is preventing it from doing so. This continues for a while, your vision fading from joy, this kind of joyous sight in front of you, to you walking up to the steps, knowing what's coming if you open that door, fading back to the joyous occasion of your family being alive and well and in good spirits. Before eventually all there is the joyful thoughts and good feelings, the voice trying to creep into the back of your mind, seeming to be dormant. You feel it almost to be a battle between Cabrexith and Ferrix, not over control of you, but in some way, a little bit of control. With Ferrix, it definitely felt like control, but with Cabrexith, it feels more like a partnership, like a kind of team effort to do good, as opposed to being, as he has referred to as many times, a dog doing tasks. It comes to a point where you open your eyes to the room that you were in. The incense at this point kind of faded into a little bit of a cindering ash, embers on the ground and the little holders that they were sitting in. Look down towards your chest. You just feel this relief, almost like something left your body. You look down to the book that is still there, thoroughly attached. Try to remove it and are unable to do so, knowing that there's still something there that is not complete, but whatever it was previously does not nearly have as much of a hold over you as it once did. You kind of begin to tear up. You can feel the relief. It's almost these tears of joy in a way, but it's not really joy, it's just relief. All of the burden and stress, the constant killings, many of them of demons, but you remember some of them not being as such. You remember your will not being your own. not being able to really even have a conscious thought that was your own without some sort of evil influence from Feryx being upon it. Your heart feels like it's in the right place, and it feels familiar, almost as if you were out of touch with it for so long. But now, you feel like you, doing what you're supposed to be doing for the right reasons, not because you have to, but because you want to. Clean up the mess on the ground, tuck it away into the bag, slam down onto the bed, holding at some of the wounds that you had suffered. Most of them healed up by magic or potions, whatever it may have been, but the pain and the ache still there. Not being afraid of a bad dream coming, you fall asleep with ease. Everybody wakes up the next day. You regroup down into the kind of tavern restaurant area below. Smell of food wakes you.
I was gonna look at those weapons.
Yes, sorry, really quickly. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me. I guess we can run it as that.
22.
22. Okay. The whip itself doesn't appear. It's a very, very large whip, but it seems that whatever effect was upon it was some sort of magical imbuement from his end. Like he was able to project the energy into it and use it as such. As for the flame sword, it is magical. What you gather from it, though, you can't really tell everything about it without like some sort of identify. But you can definitely tell that there is some pretty dark magic that imbued it. The sword itself is a +4. It has it to damage and to the attack rolls. That's all you really glean from it, and that it does also some sort of fire damage on top of it. So you know that it's pretty much just like a +4 fire sword.
Sword probably gives you a homie. So,
Well,
Take
I
that.
mean, we know from
to take baths with.
I don't remember what weapon we found before, but it was a cursed weapon or the demon weapon that they used to make for for different things. So it's probably something along those lines. All right. Well,
This is how we lose our XP. It's the fire sword. seen this before.
I'll bring those down with me in the morning, clunking down the stairs.
Drop it over the edge. It kills like 20 people as it falls.
Yeah.
It is quite large. You'd probably be better off leaving it in the room and then just having Moldrak put it in the bag. Just because you're not very confident you could drag it out without hurting somebody or
you said your
yourself.
bitch ass can't even carry it or drag it out. Shit.
Just saying, it's a very, very
We don't
large
want to
and heavy
disrespect
sword.
you like that.
14 strength.
Exactly. Very large and heavy sword. Moldrak, with the strength that he has,
50 strength.
would have trouble holding it with one hand and fighting with it. All of you are level 18 now, so hopefully you have made those respective changes.
Me too.
I don't think you're
Wow. You guys didn't do your character sheets?
Mine's,
I had
Mine's
such
at home.
minuscule changes.
Today, bitch.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
I
last
gained just ability or
No,
nothing.
I had to do it when I got here. I don't even have my
Okay.
character sheet.
You guys are all gathered up in the kind of area, large tables, kind of 2 or 3 maybe pushed together.
Shit, that's smart.
You have
I'm
food
stupid, so I didn't do that.
brought to you if need be. You do notice that the portions of the food are much smaller. You're assuming because of all of the refugees that are here that the food is not as plentiful as it once was, but you're still getting free food nonetheless. It's enough to at least hold you over and give you nourishment. But for Moldrak and Zardrax, you guys are a little bit saddened, and anybody that does not finish their portions, you take it and eat it.
Can you make food, or can you not make food? Can you
You
make
can
food?
make nourishing food, yes.
Yeah, I can make food. Why?
It's like
I'll just
It
make
just
sure.
tastes like
The
ass.
blandest
It's like eating
bread.
cardboard.
He makes the food. We make a fucking whole little
Is that the Lord of the
blend of
Rings
something
elf
together.
bread?
It tastes bad.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man. Why you eat bad food?
It's literally in the
When I
description.
come down, I kind of like put the whip on the table, and I'm like, well, I left the sword up in my room. But this whip, not magical.
It's not magical.
The
So you
sword,
still want it? Okay, I'll put it in the bag.
the sword,
We'll get some of it.
I don't know. There's something off about it.
You think
It's a very, very powerful sword.
it's like evil?
It could be. I don't really have the powers to discern that.
Could you tell if it was evil, Azrael?
Could just do my best judgment. Nothing for
Okay.
sure.
We
Don't make it get it.
sure.
When you grab the sword, did it go, woo, ha, ha, ha?
Oh, it's
Well,
evil.
if you, it did not make any strange noises like
Yep,
that.
that's evil.
It kind of just left a strange pit in the bottom of my stomach.
Okay. Probably not a good thing.
But
We
if
got
you,
food here
if
for
you
that.
remember, we what was the weapon that we found before that? They
Sword
wanted
just
to
takes
use
your hunger
for-
away. Or gives you hunger. What the fuck? That's
I
the
don't remember
opposite
what
of
it
that.
was, but this kind of
Did you find it?
we found something. Yes.
I don't know.
Was it a demon or like a weapon or a gem or
It's not ringing any bells right now.
well, we found something that they
We
used
find a
to
lot
like
of cool
forge
stuff,
like
so.
either cursed weapons or something like that. But I think this
Oh,
might
I
be
remember.
similar.
I don't.
I got it somewhere in my memory here.
Let me sort through
I'm gonna
it.
go get the sword.
I do remember finding something that you can make a weapon from. I do remember that.
Oh wait, it's starting to ring bells.
And we asked somebody, hey, can we make something out of this? And they're like, hey, bro, chill, huh? What the fuck you mean? And I was like, oh, okay. Sure, get rid of this.
It may have slipped my memory.
Me too. I really don't even remember when we encountered that.
I do remember we found something like that.
Is Moldrek going crazy?
I think we all are.
He said something about hearing ringing bells. It's pretty quiet in here, though.
You said something about ringing bells?
Oh,
Am I going crazy?
You're always going crazy,
I'm
Andrew.
pretty worn out from yesterday. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy.
Are you hearing ringing bells?
No.
Oh, then you're probably not going crazy then.
But Moldrek said he was ringing bells or something.
I don't even remember.
So fucking stupid.
Oh, the moment I clicked.
Who that said it was looking at me like this. And then you got it.
I still don't get it. I'm gonna bring the sword down and see if Azrael can figure out if it's like evil or
What if it is? What are we doing with it?
I don't know. We can probably just get it destroyed.
Sell it.
No.
You are gonna love this sword for the discounted price of $29.99. Just got to get rid of the demon curse and you're good.
We get to the 9th layer. We expect Brill next. It's whoever we sold that sword to.
For sure. He's like, I used the sword to kill for
Jeff?
I've been here for weeks.
You should open up like a coffee shop or something.
Is it it's a dark magic?
It was somewhere. One of my memories that may have been lost.
What you're trying to get at is essentially
your
it's
other
like a demon shard or fragment.
Oh, the
That was
thing we
used-
traded.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you use that essentially to forge cursed weapons or weapons of great power that evil
can we
creatures
have it?
have no
No.
problem wielding. But if anybody else who doesn't have the same alignment, they will be drawn towards that energy, and the power kind of overtakes it.
You're pretty much a demon. Give it to him.
So we should sell it.
He's going on the opposite path now.
No, he's
I'm
close
recovering
enough.
right now, man.
Recovering demon.
Recovering demon addict.
I'm in fucking rehab.
Demons Anonymous.
I've been working for a demon for 8 years.
800 years.
Well, then I'll just I'll put it back in the bag for now, and maybe we can have it sealed away any kind of effort, or maybe we can destroy it.
Yeah.
Either way, that's the closest stop to our house, and then the keep. Do we need to stop it before we go to the keep?
Do we need to stop and grab anything here?
Well, that's a good point. Maybe I don't know how many potions we have.
What do we think we could do with this?
He's trolling. He
The
has got
horn
the
thing?
bag
Oh,
now.
I was figuring maybe we'd just drop that off at home.
Like a mount? Like mount it?
I mean, that's cool.
Maybe it could be used for something like magic.
You might be able to put it on
You
your
think,
head.
like enchantments, like would be used for anything? I don't understand magic.
It's a lot bigger than my horns. I don't think it'd fit very well.
I don't know. Never really looked into that kind of stuff. Maybe we can go and see if they can do anything with it. I think we're still.
We can just hold on to
I
it for a
don't want
while.
to talk to Trigger more than I have to.
You want to carry that thing around with you?
I think it'd be a cool, like,
You
mantelpiece.
just like strap it to your back.
And then I can, like, lean forward and charge at people. Charge!
No.
No, just for show.
Oh.
But you could have a new charge attack also.
That's true. Well, you could mount it backwards. That way, if anybody tries to sneak up on you, they impale themselves.
It's also like this long off your back, so
For sure.
we're gonna impale ourselves.
They call that social distance.
You got plenty of room. You can just like spin around and knock people out.
Maybe we could like channel all the lightning through the tip of it or something for people.
Every talk we have, it'd just be me and Zarbrak standing there because it doesn't hit me and hits everybody else.
Maybe we should just drop it off at home for now.
Okay. You don't think demons will, like, try to steal the horn or anything out of our
Well, I
house?
don't know.
I don't think they'll be drawn to it.
You don't think so? Does it have any power?
It doesn't.
Can you
Does
see
it
if
feel?
has any power
Does it feel
outside?
powerful?
I don't-
Yeah.
I just thought it looked cool. That's
Is
why I
it
grabbed
magical? Can you see if it's magical?
You would guess that it's not. Like looking at it.
It charges the whip.
it. Okay.
We put it in the bowl.
What do you think happens if we were to crush it up and put it in some water and make a little potion out of it?
It'd just be a
There's only
powdery water.
One way to find out. You would crack a little piece off and find out. Andrew, could you whip up a bonehorn potion?
Yep, for sure. You want a bonehorn potion? I got you.
It's
I'll do it right
almost
now.
as bad as a snake oil salesman outside.
You know, snake oil works. Keeps your snake oiled up.
It fortifies you. You get a +1 to stupidity.
Hell yeah.
That's a bonehead potion.
Are we ready to go? Oh wait, maybe we should run over to the potion shop and get see if there's any more. We've really only been gone for 3 days. I know it feels like a while, but
It feels like months, man.
yeah.
It's like months, man.
Yeah.
The potion actually is real time while we're. So
You want to come, Andrew? You've been gone from work for 3 days.
maybe I shouldn't. You might fire me.
One way to find out.
All right, I guess I'll go.
Anybody else? Potions?
I'd give you the bag of potions.
Okay.
How long are we waiting on the armor for still?
Like another 3
21
weeks.
to 20. Like
Over half a month.
it's been 4 days now since we ordered it.
D&D's crazy, man.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for 6 months
So,
now.
roughly 26 days.
Cool. I would say I want to jump 26 days in the future, but the world would probably end if we cut off that much time.
Where is Potions Galore in relation to?
You have to go out and down.
Okay.
Like downstairs, or?
I swear to God, Drew.
Alright, let's we'll head there.
Take a one-way express trip down. Down to
Over off the side.
Out and to the right.
Right off the edge of the place, or? Sorry. That one didn't work as well.
You ever seen Thor 2?
Thor 2?
Yeah.
Which one's Thor
The
2? There's
worst
a lot of those.
The worst one?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Don't
They're in
watch
a
Bad
warehouse
Boys.
and there's like it's like a I don't know what it is, but it's like a portal and it drops and then it falls from the ceiling. And it just keeps doing that.
Yeah.
I imagine that's what happens if you walk off the edge.
You
of
can't walk off
Arkham,
the edge. We talked about, or we were told.
Yeah, but that's probably what happens if you do. You glitch out of the
If you-
foundry.
Oh, okay.
Who's all going?
I think it's just us two.
Okay.
Nobody else is allowed to come?
Even if you want to.
Mm-mm.
Making your way over there, you find Gita. She's inside. A good chunk of what you are used to seeing on the shelves is not removed, but more replaced. There are basic kind of antidotes and tonics and such that are up on the shelves now, as opposed to before when it was kind of magical potions of whatever.
There's one greater. One.
I think 9 is what I have written down here.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
Alright, I think.
Okay. Like I said, most of what you see potion-wise is more of like antidotes and basic like remedies. Just because it seems that the clientele of what's going to be getting stuff has been changing. It's not to say that she doesn't have the potions that she did previously. It's just that they're not out on display, and you can actually see her changing stuff off of the shelves, putting some stuff into these crates and removing them. And
She stopped putting the healing potions on the shelf because we're the only ones who buy them.
there are still healing potions on the shelf.
Stop putting invisibility potions
Pretty
on the shelves because we're the only ones
decent,
who buy them.
decent supply of them. So it's kind of just going to be whatever you guys want to grab.
Okay. Well, we've got like 11,000 gold. So, probably want to restock on healing potions.
Wonder how many do we have before we went and did all that? I feel like we haven't been here for a while.
I think around 30.
At least fighting wise.
Yeah.
We're all for a sleep.
Like 25 less.
Yes.
Something like that.
14.
6 A's.
Is there anybody in here?
Yeah, Gita is. She's just working on the shelves.
I mean, like,
Other than you guys.
clusters. Hello?
Hey,
We're back.
alright.
How many superior healing potions do you have, by the way?
Feel free to check the back stock. You know where everything's kept. Just whatever you're taking, leave me gold. You know the prices.
I'll be right back. You want anything else?
5-finger discount.
Andrew's like, we're running a sale today.
For free?
I mean, if you want another invisibility potion, maybe see if they have any rejuvenation potions.
when you go back there, you'll be able to pretty much look at a good amount of what's there and be able to tell what it is. Most everything has a name written on it now.
Maybe like
It's not really like a back room, is it?
No.
We probably could talk while I'm doing it.
Yeah, but it's tucked away in the back enough to where you would kind of be yelling to one another, but I'm sure you could walk
that's
back there.
fine. Maybe like any like giant strength potions or haste potions. I don't know. I don't want to spend all that gold on potions.
Yeah. What are we looking at?
There are probably about 12 superior healing potions.
We'll grab 11. I'll leave her one just in case.
No, we
What
need,
if somebody else
you
needs
don't
to
wanna
buy
buy-
it?
No, we'll be at 20.
There's a decent amount of like moderates.
What if a demon buys
Shit, we're taking 12.
Demon comes in with like a fake
Oh.
mustache.
it? He's wearing a top hat.
Yeah.
One on each horn.
the glasses with the big nose.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of moderate healing potions, so if you wanted to take the superior, there's moderates for people who would have to come get them. At least looking at that, so you
Yeah,
can see what's in front of you.
Commoners.
There are potions of resistance inside of here. There are a couple of potions of fortification. So essentially what these fortification potions are, as you're looking at them, they pretty much just give you advantage on certain types of saving throws based upon which it is. It'll do it for either up to an hour or for 3 saves. You're looking around too, there are, what's that?
Whichever comes first.
Right. Yep, either an hour or 3 saves. Looking at the other potions that are in here, because you're just kind of like taking stock of what's in here, like, okay, maybe we can get something. There's only one invisibility potion that you can see. There are 2 or 3 of these potions that you can see has a kind of like swirling energy going around the sides of it. And all it says on it is speed. It doesn't really say anything else. It just says speed.
It just says,
Yeah.
go fast.
Right.
Zoom.
You don't know what it does exactly, but
Does
it's
it look?
somewhat-
Does it look like a haze potion?
No, it doesn't look like a haze potion.
I pop it. What does it smell like?
Um,
Smell fast?
Smells like Sonic.
Smells like
it
gas.
kind of has like a almost pungent, mossy type of a scent to it. Yeah.
Hey, what does this speed potion do?
Just makes you run a little bit faster. That's all it really does. Essentially, just gives you 10 more feet of movement per hour.
Damn. Thought they could
Just running.
Wish they could make that fucking permanent. Like, I'd like to move there. That's 30 spaces away.
So that's what's back
Feet
there.
away.
It's just up to you what you're gonna grab, and then she seems busy right now, so you'd have to just pick what you're getting and leave the gold.
Well, 12 superiors for sure.
Okay.
There's no haze potion, you said?
No haze potions.
No mountain giant potion.
There are some enlarged potions. There's no strength potions.
Lame.
But
You want to look at these fortify things?
yeah, we
Potions?
got the resistance ones too. Maybe
Resistance
some
ones?
of the
What kind of resistance potions are we looking at?
Pretty much everything, besides like psychic and force and necrotic and radiant.
Pretty much everything minus
Pretty
half
much
the shit
elemental.
you could possibly
Pretty
be
much
hit by.
elemental resistances. Actually, no, there would be one for force damage. There's just not one for like slashing or bludgeoning or piercing. It's more of like elemental stuff and then force damage.
Pretty much just like elemental damage types resistant potions.
okay.
Then we got the fortified things.
What's the next layer up now?
The 5th layer.
Maybe the fire one.
Let me look at my memories.
Alright, I'll be back in
I think
a
it's
couple
the
minutes.
shadow
Just
one.
keep thinking of what you're doing potion wise.
Yeah, okay.
It's either the really cold one or the shadow one.
Oh,
I
we
think
did.
it's the shadow one. There's no shadow resistance ones back there, is there?
Nope.
It's
Nope.
the shadow one. And then the next one is the one with the Dom torture lady.
Oh, we gotta go to that one.
We have the whip, so maybe we could do a deal.
Oh shit.
She's
The guy who
been,
used to
she's
wield
been
this?
eyeing that whip for so long,
Thousands of years.
and they just wouldn't give it to her.
Oh, he would give it to her. It's not the way she wanted.
Stegia Maldomini,
Okay.
which
Well,
is the one that
So which one's the
this
next
guy
one?
took over.
I think we should get some of those savings. I think there's some.
What ones are you thinking?
Do you have to pick?
Like-
I thought it was just 3 saving throws.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
It might be a specific type.
that's the fortified one.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if there's a specific saving throw.
No, he said saving throws.
Player handbook?
I think it's all. That would be
Is it-
better.
Is it in the player handbook, dude? No, I'm just
No,
kidding. I'm just
no,
kidding. I know, I was just kidding.
We'll
We'll figure it out. Let me. Yes.
look on
Eddie,
Figure how many
Eddie
spells I know.
saving- if it's my choice,
fucking
they also make you
Crisp.
invincible.
Clean. Mint condition.
That's why I was worried when I came back and I didn't know where it was because I was like, I don't want to end up with Brian's fucking book, dude.
Those spells
does.
don't count against the ones I know.
That's a seasoned D&D player is what that book means, okay?
Or someone who doesn't take care of their shit.
It's been through a lot, all right? A lot of D&D sessions.
Did you hear me, Brian? I know what I just said.
A lot of page turning. Fast page turning. You haven't experienced that, okay? You haven't been in the game long enough to experience that.
Who says that?
Experienced D&D players, okay? Duluth has been through
that.
3 player handbooks, okay?
When it starts to wear out, I just eat it.
Say eat it or eat it? Oh shit.
Does that mean you just don't die anymore?
No, I'll die.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
But you don't age anymore, so time just doesn't
Is this-
affect your
Those
body.
fortification potions for one specific save,
Like
or
a
like
monk.
any save that you
Can't be aged magically. You're gonna live, man.
You can't die now. That's what I'm reading here.
Loopholes.
Yeah, I replied to that. I was like, very cheeky on that first part there, bud.
You know the funny thing? When I wrote it, I wasn't even thinking about that, and then you
Oh.
said it.
That's
I'm
the
like,
first thing I
oh.
thought of.
that definitely
He
did.
made that, so he's cheating.
No,
We
monks-
love
I
this.
swear.
Monks have that. Druids have
We
that.
love this. We love cheating. Okay, the fortify.
Except
Is
force
it
damage.
all saving throws, or are there specific,
Specific
ones?
It's pretty cool.
Specific ones.
It's way better than fucking Indomitable Might.
Well, for me, I feel like
Bro, you would have used it earlier.
I
would've
I
had
still
more
got the
horn.
horn. It
You
didn't
would have
matter.
more horn.
dexterity and constitution would be pretty good.
Yeah, let me get one of the con one.
Oh, I just heard a voice in my head that said get a con one. Okay, I'll get 2 of those.
We could do like 2 each. How
You're
much
just
are
thinking
the,
about your good pals, Arbor.
How much are the fortifications?
Ooh, that one I don't know. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I said I'll be right back, but I came closer to you.
There's a book.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was
That-
running over a little.
It looks like each fortification is 750 gold per.
There's 750 gold. That's kind of steep. Let
That's a little steep.
me change the
we
price real quick.
Scratches the 7.
Oh, 50 gold apiece? All right, let's clean them out.
And there's like, here, let's write a new one up really quick.
She
And then
comes
he
over.
signs
She's
his
like, "That's
name
not my
by accident."
handwriting."
It is snowing outside, by the way.
Yeah, it was when
It
I
was
first
snowing
got
when I
here.
walked
I did not know.
It can't snow in
Is it
Arcanoria.
sticking? Nice.
Oh,
It wasn't sticking at first.
Yes.
I never slept my winter tires.
So we're at 12 sup.
Some
One
treads
invis.
are like
How much are
that.
the superiors again? 125?
Well, hopefully,
Superiors? Yeah, 125.
Okay.
hopefully it doesn't get too
Yes.
slick out there.
I think.
It'll be like 20 miles.
Let me double check.
Every time you go around a turn,
A discount for buying all of them.
correcting yourself.
We gonna
Yeah,
do
125.
12. Remember, if a demon comes in, we can't have him buying it.
That's 1,500.
I'm actually gonna upcharge you on the superiors though because you're buying all my whole stock. It's extra 25 gold for each one.
I'm not paying you.
I have to restock these now though.
That's your job.
There are also back there the Arcana Restorium potions, and then there's also 2 graders of those. So it's a D6 of spell slots instead of a D4.
We're getting those. Yeah, he's like, yeah, get those.
The lesser ones are 500 gold each, and then the greater ones are 700.
How many?
There's, you say 2?
Yeah.
We'll take the 2 graders.
We'll have one right
How the fuck
And
do I
it's only for
abbreviate that?
arcane spells.
R? Oh, I guess I just.
How much are the lesser ones? You said the lesser
Last ones are
500?
500.
Okay. And how many of those are there?
There's probably like 10 or so of them.
Okay. Okay.
How much is the invisibility potion?
Did you say they were 700 or 750?
I can restore spell slots to then
1250.
dismantle them
For the
into sorcery
invisibility
points to
potion?
then put more spell slots.
I'm gonna put the invisibility potion
That's what I
back.
was doing.
The greater
last
arcane, you
fight.
said they were 700?
The greater ones are 700.
Is it like an endless loop?
750, right?
No,
Still
750
easy
for the
Okay.
Fortifies. Fortifies. Sorry. Okay, I'm putting the invisibility potion back.
Okay. I swear those were way cheaper last time.
Yeah, bro, they upcharge it
I
now.
thought it was like 200 gold.
I didn't think it was crazy like that. We paid that much.
I don't remember paying that much. No. Okay, well, we should probably still get the fortification ones. Maybe 2.
I have 2.
Oh, is there any more rejuvenation potions back there? No.
2 greater restoration potions. Both superiors. 2 con fortifications. And then 2 death. Is that what you got?
2 death potions?
Dex.
What about a death potion?
That just kills you?
Yeah, we trick the enemy into thinking it's going to be like our saving grace healing potion, and then they like take it, and then they're like, ha ha ha, and then they chug it, and then they die.
This is my super strong epic.
I'm going to go Super Saiyan if I drink this. You better not stop me. Don't think about it.
It even does 3 times the effect for demons. Holy shit.
But it's mine, not yours.
We're just talking about poison.
We're good.
You got it all priced out and everything,
Yeah,
figured it out.
I already subtracted all the gold.
Do the 25 gold upcharge on the
I
potion?
did not.
That's just Andrew's tip that he's gonna put in his pocket.
He's trying to.
Alright. He's too good. He's too good. He's been in this business too long.
Been in the business of buying the whole stock of potions too long. I want to go stop and see if Rarities and Perplexities is open yet. See if Xanon's off vacation.
Didn't that guy like die or something?
I don't think so. I didn't hear a word.
I thought he got caught slipping. And like
Slipping what?
slipped and broke his neck is what I'm saying. Like
Did he?
something like that. I don't know, man.
You push him over? You push him down the stairs? What's going on,
Trying to
man?
cover up
I
something.
just, he's been missing for a
Did
while.
somebody
I feel
tell
like.
you that?
So I was just making that up. My bad. Maybe we shouldn't say
go
things
for it.
like that. Yeah, that happens to people.
Yeah. Especially with like demons running around.
They trip you and you fall. and
Gita
break
at
your
this
neck?
point has come towards the back counter where you're like putting the gold away and everything. Appreciate the big purchase again.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
And then she goes to the back where she begins taking the potions she took off the shelves, putting them in that stock room. Most of what she's putting away is still most of what you guys have already seen and looked at. So, all right, you make your way out of Potions Galore and head over toward where Xanon's is. Xanon's does not appear to be opened yet. Still appears to be closed.
Okay. Well, then I want to head over to the marketplace to see if there's any like weird stalls.
Okay, make an investigation check.
You want to look for weird stalls too?
I'll help him look for weird stalls.
Maybe some of them in the market for demon swords.
9.
9. Most everything that's there is a lot of the same stuff that used to be. The vendors, the older human couple that made like the magic carpets and shit are there. They're pretty much there every time you go. There's also somebody that has just like little exotic pseudo pets, like little pseudo dragon things and little tiny like griffin and like chimera looking things that are. They don't seem like they get much bigger, and they're just kind of like little pets more than anything.
How big is little here? Is what I need to know.
Probably like no bigger than like like a 1.5 by a 1.5.
Probably rival with Griffins.
No, they're definitely not.
Bro, I'm like
nothing
this.
really jumps out to you. The market right now too is not really as lively as it normally is.
Okay, well, let's just head back. Back to the reprieve.
Okay.
Unless you want to do something.
I think I'm good.
While they're away, Chelonian is going to go into like a secluded area, and he's going to try to elicit like another vision, like he did before.
Okay.
Since that one has come to pass and is like gone now and done, he's going to try and do the same thing to try to see what's coming next.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20 and add your wisdom. This will be like a spellcasting thing.
Yikes! 7.
Okay.
It's a natural one, so it's just a natural one.
Yeah. So for right now, like everything going on, you're just not able to like focus as much as you can. The surroundings, the environment, you just don't feel as connected as you would like to be. So right now, it just doesn't seem to be working. Definitely would be worth a try later, though, at some point. Okay.
All right.
Everybody reconvenience.
We got more potions.
Why didn't we take Harper with us?
We
Wasn't he hurt?
He's being treated by the druids.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that part because I was upstairs yelling at children.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a waiting game. Any fancy potions?
So we got these fortification potions. These ones make you more dexterous, and these ones make you more hardy. And we got some more of these. These are supposed to be empowered arcane restoration potions. They're, I guess, better than
Those ones are for me.
So, yeah, for his arcane
Yeah.
spellcasting.
Oh, okay.
They need better, you know.
Yeah, you can have those.
Thank you.
You hold on to them for me.
Yeah. And then we just got some more superior healing potions.
If you want to trade, I do have this moderate rejuvenation potion. Or do you want me to hold on to this too?
I'm just gonna pass out 2 superior healing potions to everyone, and I'm gonna give the bag back to John. I'll keep track of it, but unless you want to keep track of it.
How convenient.
How many do we have?
Well, after I pass out 2 to everyone, so 2, 4, 6.
There goes the 12 we just
10.
bought.
Oh,
I guess 2 stay in the
we
bag.
have 10 superior. You would have an additional 2, so it'd be 12. Have 2 fortification constitution potions, 2 dexterity fortification potions, 2 greater healing potions, 1 greater rejuvenation potion, and 1 moderate rejuvenation potion.
Got it.
weapons galore.
Off the side.
I'll take a Dex one if you want.
Yeah, sounds good. I was thinking I would also maybe take a Dex one. 'Cause I've got, well, I guess it's I don't have a minus anymore, but maybe I should have got a charisma just in case. It's okay. I'll just leave it in the bag for now.
Yeah, any saves that are like charisma based.
Yeah, that's like crazy high level demon spellcasters.
I guess. Better to like charming.
You better not fucking charm him. I ain't trying to fight him.
I do get 4 attacks.
Yeah, I don't want no part in that.
Because I'm a second, 5th level, so I can do Bloodlust. And I can do Water Weapon Enhancer, which adds 5d8 to every attack. Oh, I think it's like 2 rounds, maybe 3 rounds.
Two attacks. Oh, I was gonna say, gee.
Oh no, you can't do them at the same time.
And some haste.
New haste target? He sucks. He always be missing and shit.
I hit. I just don't crit. Okay.
Your only job is to crit. You
It's
get
a point.
3.
It's a point.
You get 3 d12.
Dude, if I crit
and
as
you
much
never
as I
crit,
could,
bro.
Billy would have to nerf me. Or the enemies would be
You
so
do-
strong
hey,
that they one hit you.
I did get those mantles, and then we fucking first session did really good with them, and then I got nerfed in the ground. You're right. Hey, stop! Don't crit.
Exactly.
Genius.
Bet
You're a
you
genius.
barely got nerfed on those. It could have been way worse.
Bro, I lost 14 damage each turn. That's a lot of
Yeah.
damage, bro.
I'm gonna go back to.
Now I nerfed myself.
I guess we could try to find Tobias and see what the portal's doing.
Well, he's probably working on the port.
You wanna,
Are you carrying the horn around with you, or do you want to go back?
I feel like if we end up taking it to Azeron, they might get the wrong impression.
Let's assume we could just stop at home and drop it off on the way.
Yeah.
Or you just, this is the size of the demons we're fighting.
Boom.
They're like, damn, okay, we'll help you. Or they'll go, ah!
That doesn't.
Are we going back to the house to shut more of the portals?
I don't know. I think we try to do this summit thing and then we see where we're at.
I think it's Pollock's time. I said that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a T in that word.
We could bring the horn to the summit.
Guess. They don't need, a whole kingdom's been attacked. I don't know if they really need proof.
Just wants to brag.
Effect.
Dramatic effect, yeah. I can see that.
We should have taken the entire demon's body if you're going to do that, though.
That thing's way too heavy.
We
It's probably
just,
still there.
all
You
6 of us throw them
you
on
could
that
go
table.
get it if you
I'll go grab it.
The horn would probably fit in the bag of holding if you wanted to do that too.
Okay.
We could just tie the demon up to the floating canoe and point it in the right direction.
I think there's a limit on the canoe.
And then by the time we get there, it'll still probably be halfway there.
Yeah.
You guys, there will be a delivery coming after the summit. Just be aware.
4 to 6 weeks after the summit.
Everybody's going to have to stay here because it's a big reveal,
Just
guys.
imagine walking down the road and seeing a floating canoe dragging a dead body.
We didn't have the extra money for Zaxria Prime, so
It only carries up to
It's-
500 pounds.
And then a storm comes and blows the canoe in the wrong direction. It never shows up.
we ordered it from
Goes to a
the-
random ass portal and ends up back in hell.
Could
They resurrect him.
could we just put it in the bag for now?
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't know how everything fits in there, but I figured what's in
There's
one more
not going to
thing.
be a lot of space left, but as long as we drop it off at home, we should be fine. Unless your intention was to take it with us. Is that your intention? Well, we can bring it with us.
I just don't know what to do with it yet.
We can just get rid of important stuff.
Just like all that silverware in there. Maybe make some room. Get rid of that.
The silverware is like 5 pounds of the bag.
My bag.
One little power.
That was a little weird. My bag.
My ball. I'm taking
I bought it.
Did you buy it? Oh, okay. It's your bag. Shit.
All right. To Tenebeth then.
Yes.
Yes, that's the plan. All right. You
There's
guys
no button that says
make your way.
I grab a coin first. I just figure we assume that I grab a coin.
Yeah, you want every time now.
It actually just appears in your pocket.
Give me a spell.
You
Come down here. Come down here. Check this shit out. Where's this going?
People are like, ah.
go through to Tenebeth. You are underneath in the kind of tunnels are underway of Tenebeth. There are little grates that pop bits of light through, so you know that the sun is kind of shining, but you can still feel the cold outside as it is like the winter months right now. You're kind of approaching spring, but you are getting in the cold parts of winter. You eventually make your way out of the tunnels to head where exactly? To the house? Is there anything you needed to do here?
I'm gonna go to the Goldwood Sanctum.
Okay.
Hey, we should probably tell them what happened.
Were we here like 3 days ago?
We should probably tell them. But
Yeah,
also,
we were here to go, and we told them, yeah, we're going to
try and see if they could do
the Redwoods. Or,
Yeah, I was just gonna see if they maybe wanted to seal it away or destroy it. I don't know. Oh, maybe
Fair.
your temple would be interested in having this big sword.
Yeah,
I guess
I
I
don't know.
don't know how much we know about that, like under the temple thing. I don't know.
we also know that they're not here.
Yeah, the paladins probably have not made it back. If they're alive.
Alright, I'll just go to the Goldwood.
So it's like, welcome to this new fucking religion.
Well, you're the
Everyone
only
is dead,
paladin
though.
left, so start recruiting.
How long does it take from where we were to get to where we are?
So when you left, you teleported from Venore to Arkanoria, slept there, and then are now here by teleporting Zozal within days time. Yep. Making your way into the sanctum itself. Again, the Tenebeth right now is also full of refugees, and people are still kind of making their way in. But it seems that it's kind of coming to a lull. But who's to know what's going to happen from everything in Venore as well. Once you have made your way in and are looking around, you actually see the High Priestess out and about, assisting people, moving kind of like small little baskets around, little buckets of water, whatever it may be, walking up to people, healing a little bit here and there. Nothing too taxing, but she is out and about amongst everyone assisting. So if that's who you were kind of looking for.
I mean, if there's other, priests or whatever that would deal with this kind of thing, I can look for them.
Okay, it's up to you. Up to you.
I just want to find somebody. I'll go up to her, I guess.
Okay. As you make your way to her, you're back much quicker than I had anticipated. She kind of does like a little bit of a stretch before she puts her hands down in front of her again.
Yeah, we went to. Did we tell her what we were going to do?
I think so. I think she's the one who told us about it.
you guys about it.
Well, we managed to deal with Zaxria.
Deal with him how exactly?
Oh,
Pull the
I
horn
don't
out.
exactly know. Chelonia kind of like punched his soul out of his body.
That was kind of crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
It doesn't make sense to me, but he just does his thing.
Alright. Venore is okay?
Well, I mean, relative to being invaded by demons.
Yeah, the forest took quite a big hit.
Shame.
The dean is okay. General Parker's a little. He's seemed to be stable, but injured. We also have this big sword that Zaxria was using, and it seems like maybe it's evil.
You think it may even be a little close to it? We can at least see if we can destroy it or tuck it away somewhere where no one will ever find
That's
it.
up to you guys. I just brought it. If you wanna, I mean, if you can cleanse the evil and it's still as powerful, I'll take it. But otherwise, you guys can hang on to it or destroy it. I have no attachment.
Do you have it with you now?
Yeah.
Feel free to pull it out.
man.
I can tell you right now that I can sense the evil coming from it. And she kind of takes her hands over towards it. As you feel the warm energy kind of take it from your hands and lift it up a little bit, she begins to kind of pull her hands across it. You can see this almost like wave of energy that keeps going across the blade.
We wait for the review.
Don't think I can remove whatever is. Doesn't seem to be enchanted. It seems like whatever is a part of the blade and the forging process is what's causing it to
That's
be
kind of sick. Is it good?
apparently evil.
It's not bad.
Did you ever tell her about like the weapon shard things?
Yeah, the last one you guys had, she actually destroyed.
We think it maybe was made with one of those weapon shard things.
That would make sense. Well, it's powerful, but I can destroy it.
Okay.
Shouldn't be too long.
Sure. Do you want me to leave it somewhere?
I'll just handle it here, I think.
Okay.
I've already started it.
Sure.
You can see that she's just like kind of going over it, and it's slowly just kind of fizzling with kind of golden yellow energy. Almost like flakes are just fading off into the distance. She just slowly keeps kind of eroding at it. Seems like it's going to be taking her some time to like do so, but
Should I go?
it's up to you. If you needed to stay, or if there's something you needed from Teneveth.
Everything good here? Like, relative to...
We're doing all right. Should be getting some supplies from the old guard.
Have you heard word from them?
Not yet.
Oh, we probably should, yeah. We're planning on some sort of summit of the kingdoms. Just to try to get everybody on board. With working together. Probably going to be at the keep. You're pretty busy here, but you probably may want to be there.
Very well. I'll just be ready to hear whenever it is.
Okay.
I'll await your word.
She's probably got more info about this shit than we do. We tell her everything.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Very well.
Back out to the rest of the group.
Okay. You guys begin making your way back to the estate. It takes you, I believe it's a decent bit of time.
3 days?
I think it was like a week.
A week?
Sometime of that to the keep. It's a
On horses?
However long we want.
4 days.
Teneveth to the keep is 3 days.
3 days. 3 days.
So it takes you guys pretty much about that.
I think
your
I
estate.
think you were thinking a week
Give a little
because
more
the last time we did it, it was there.
And it's gonna take the 3 days too.
Probably
It's
should.
not,
That'd be a good idea.
not gonna get cut short.
That's something that someone with 18
That's, the
intelligence would
map's
do.
all weird.
No, you just remember, you don't
Distances,
gotta
just
Mm-hmm.
the angles. It all depends on where you're looking and traveling from. The terrain too. The terrain from the keep to the house way more difficult than the keep to Teneveth. Can't teleport anywhere.
So we would be at the 32nd, I believe.
Because it would take us a long time.
Okay.
Today's the
Nope,
20th.
the second.
The second of what month?
Roseth.
Okay, so it's no longer.
It's the second now, you said?
Of Roseth.
Yeah, 3 days from whatever. 3 days from the 20th.
How long till the world ends? Yeah, a year?
Today's the 29th. Yeah.
Still got a year, right?
The 29th?
Today's the
416
29th, yeah.
hours.
One of those
You
nights
got
on the
time,
way,
too?
I'm gonna try
37 minutes.
doing the vision
6
thing again, but this time I'm
5
gonna
seconds.
take more
4
time, like
3 seconds.
take my
2 seconds.
satchel of sand and make like the eye of
It's here.
Revan and like then like sit in the middle, just try to like, and at nighttime too.
The
so just try to
26th is
focus
when we
more.
got
I'll get to you in a
to
second.
Venore and we rode out. But then we rested at the camp in the forest. And I think that was overnight. And then we fought with Zaxria the next day, which is the 27th. And
I
then
have
we
the-
rested in Arcanoria.
I have
It
the
should be the
battle
28th.
on the 28th.
The battle's on the 28th?
Yeah.
That's what I was
I
I
wrote
don't
on
know
my-
if that's right. So
I
I had
wrote on my
24th is when we went to Yolgard.
Uh-huh.
The 25th is when we had Skip's ceremony.
And you got Storm's Rage.
Czar went to get Storm's Rage,
Yeah.
and Venoria was attacked. In the morning, we were going to go to Brunswick and then Venoria.
Oh, but we had to. Didn't we travel to, like, in
So you
between
keep out the
going
leaves.
to Venoria?
I gotta
Because
check, check
there's
my
no
phone
photo
nowadays.
anymore.
I don't
I'm
know. Well,
alive, closer to
You know what? You're probably
death.
right.
Yeah, because I have
I don't know what your-
26th
Your
arrived
check
in
is for, to be
Venoria,
honest.
and then the 28th was the battle itself.
Okay.
And then
Because we had to go to the.
No, but we
Lyceum.
had Tobias teleport us directly to Venoria,
Oh.
so we didn't have to travel there.
right.
We went from on the
You're right.
26th. We talked something about the I Dream, something about Erebos, Bad Omens. We scried on Dean Archimedes. We went to Arcanoria, and then we were teleported to Venoria, which is on the 26th.
Yep.
And then we rode out. I didn't know if we had to sleep somewhere in the middle and then sleep again, but
Yeah, because I think you guys originally had.
because I thought it took us one day to get to.
Yeah,
the
It took us a day to get there, and then we slept a day.
Yeah, it took you a day to get to the front, and then after you guys were preparing the actual front itself, you rested there. So that brought you
So
to
that's
the
2 days.
28th.
That makes sense.
So then now we're at the 2nd of Rosette. You guys arriving at the estate to do as you wish here.
Wait, where do we? What? How many days are in that month?
I got 13, 14, and 2.
The 2 that fail.
You're dead. Unfortunate. Huh?
It happens.
That's tough.
Sucks
Is
that
the
that's how it
first, I
happened.
think, or you got 2 days.
2 days left.
First.
I can't fail because I've done
Right.
4 successes.
Right.
He can't fail.
Do we need to do anything here?
Um,
Do you need anything? You need more ammo?
I don't have any Bertha stuff, but
What
it's gonna
sucks?
take a little bit to make.
Is there like a forge here?
Yes. We have everything you could ever think of.
If you would make the
Forge,
wisdom check for me.
the workshop.
Should commission sand a little bit before we
It's
left.
not a healthy spot.
12.
But it's a
12,
spot.
okay.
We just
So,
put you in the forge.
On your guys' travels to the house, Trelonia sets up a little ritual to try and glean something from his, I guess, deity, to try and get another vision. You begin to kind of glean and look, and all you're really able to get is just, it's not like full motion of images, it's just like these quick blips of pictures almost. You see darkness, like a deep darkness, and inside of it there is like this face. You can't hear anything from it, but it almost appears to be like cackling in a way. And you see
XD. Fucking demons, man. They're weird like that.
a lot of silver. And then you see
got it all in his
the
head.
lava dragon Rhaegon, but you see him almost like transform, and he turns into this kind of silverish blue dragon, and then there's this darkness that kind of takes over your vision again.
He got an upgrade and we had a chance to kill him? What color was he?
Like a silverish blue. Sorry, gold and blue.
So I see a lot of silver, but I see the
Yeah.
dragon turn to gold.
And blue. Yes.
A golden blue dragon couldn't be bad. He must be a good guy now.
True.
So
Epical dragon.
I'm not going to tell anybody yet because I didn't really know what I was looking at.
Okay.
I'll probably try again in the near future. But I was hoping to. I don't know anybody. I think probably Azrael can forge things, right?
Moldrak can a little bit. Got a little bit of blacksmithing, but between like the three of them, you know that they are like the crafters of the group.
So I want to try and make like a. I just drew a picture. Like almost like a ring that goes around the finger, and it looks like an extended nail, right? Like a talon almost, to kind of focus my unarmored strikes. But I don't know if that would count as unarmed strike.
I think you could count it as like a monk weapon.
Yeah, I mean, I can just one, and then I take one of the beads from my necklace, and I show you the design with the Eye of Revan on the nail, and like that piece in the middle of it. Is that something you
I don't know
could
how
make?
strong it'll be, but I can try.
Well, if I lose this, I lose a key point in battle. Like I can't have access to it anymore if it's broken or it doesn't work.
Okay, so you want to put that thing in the middle?
Yeah, so basically like an extension of my finger to focus my punches more. Basically try to either.
What does the bead have to do with it?
So my necklace is filled with key.
Sure.
So I want to put that into the nail to focus that key.
Do you
Maybe
like break it down and combine it, or do you want to lodge it in
like almost like a jewel in there. Yeah.
Gotcha. This makes a difference in how I have to forge it. All right. Well, I can try. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give it my best. I don't really do intricate shapes.
I could
Maybe
probably
like,
help you.
like big frames. Like
He's also pretty good at
Yeah.
I can't say words. Like when to say it, no shot.
I can get into rough shape, but you might
Intricate.
have to do
Well,
that.
maybe you
Easy,
guys
dude.
can even tell me if it would be worth it. I'm just trying to maybe magically imbue
I don't
it
know. Personally,
just to help, so I can help more.
yeah. What do you think? Is it possible?
Probably I'd be worried about the strength of the metal holding up against it if you're trying to jam it into like a tough hide or something. Like
Well,
shatter the
I don't hit
a
hard.
little piece of it.
I don't hit hard. I
are-
hit precise.
What are your thoughts on like enchanting like a pair of gloves or something along that?
Like
too?
hand wraps.
Yeah.
Could work too. Gloves. Get that same tech.
I can't even. I don't even think I can throw my cards with gloves on. I just.
Brass knuckles.
We got gloves?
Steel knuckles.
Probably have some gloves here.
Gloves that fit me.
I don't know.
I got baby gloves here.
Little baby mitts.
Out of character. Have you guys read Aragon, the Aragon books? No. The dwarves in the books, they actually take metal and it's like a bolt, and they like take out their knuckles and they like screw in metal knuckles into the top of it. I think that'd be pretty cool, but I don't.
Ouch.
But they can screw like different types of metal and like enchanted, and when they punch people.
Alright, I'm gonna start trying to forge this thing big. I don't remember how to do this.
Okay, so your first roll is going to be a percentage roll to see if you're even able to do so.
Yup. And I need under.
He's trying to kill you
whatever
right
I'll
now.
check my.
You should have a little. You should have a cheat sheet down there. I don't care if it's got one.
Yeah, somewhere. I'm just trying to find my like actual skill.
Oh, like what you're
Yeah, my number.
capable of. Yeah.
Master crafts.
No, I think it's like 1 below that or something. Or 2 below that.
I have the papers.
I don't have a number for it somewhere.
I have so many. I have so many papers. I feel like I have one of your guys' papers. Okay, it's
Look,
not
fairies.
yours.
Haven't you had like 14 variations of your same class?
Nothing.
He has all these papers, but he still doesn't
Well, I think I'm at 100 skill.
I think this one's yours.
What?
I have extra set of these. I think it might be yours.
So I think I'm in the apprentice category. So I need skilled with functional equipment. Am I doing functional equipment or good equipment?
Yeah, you guys are probably good equipment. So I think it's 90%.
It's good is 80, great is 90.
Okay, so 80%. Yeah.
So you need to roll 80.
I
Anything
got
from 0 to
24.
80. Okay, so you're good. You just can't roll
Oh, you
above it.
can't-
You're like it's like a
oh.
threshold.
Gotcha.
Alright, and then I roll.
What happened to the garbage can, dude?
It's out there. You can bring it in here.
Since we're just chilling at the house, can I use enhance ability and give myself like a bonus to the scrapping check?
Sure.
And then I don't remember. Is it just the number on the d20?
So you're gonna use your D20 plus your proficiency, and then plus the modifier associated with it. So it'll be dexterity for this. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Natural 20
Okay.
for a total of 28.
All right. So 5 was kind of what I was aiming for, crafting point wise, to make that. So that would complete it, which would allow you to give it a bonus or some extra flair.
Yeah. So I guess the extra flair. I mean, bonus is probably it being strong enough to be functional.
Mm-hmm.
Extra flair is probably going to be the little insert for the bead.
Okay. Okay, so with your bead, you can't actually remove it from the necklace and put it somewhere else because it's one whole magical item. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
So you could have it to where you're planning on putting something in it, or if there's something else you wanted to do with it. I'd say you have a decent amount of creative freedom with it, just based on the natural 20 and him being able to make it somewhat how you would want to, with whatever you're trying to get out of it.
Whatever he makes too, you could probably also we could get that enchanted for you.
Yeah.
Depending on you have the free slot available to attune
Pokey
to it.
nail for
Could I just
I think I do.
make it
Because I'm not.
the
only
equivalent
have
of
metal.
+1 then or
Three
something?
things
There's
attuned.
a
That's
probably
fine.
bead in it.
Yeah, I know
always
that
go
actually
next
can
to
do it.
something, too.
Yeah, because I only have.
Key bead.
I'm attuned to 2 things: the staff
Those are
and
fingers. Channel.
that. Unless do I need to be attuned?
Oh, do I
No, so I'd have to drop the band of heat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or bow staff. But I want to stay attuned to that.
Are you okay over here?
I think what I'll have you do is just do the engraving of the Eye of Revan
Okay.
on the inside, and maybe have it be like a gold hue.
I think you could do that with the flair.
Okay. Do I roll to add skill points for doing that, or?
So because you're still
It's in
training,
the
right?
garbage can. I'm counting it.
I'm at the apprentice level. I'm at 100 points.
Okay.
Fuck, it landed in there.
Yeah. So you just roll another D100, and then you get skill points based on that.
40.
40. So you get 2 skill points.
All right.
Stop grabbing shit, man. Quit it. Just fucking stop.
50, because you rolled a 10 on one.
I don't think that's how it works.
Because you can't roll a 0.
I thought you could. A 40 and a 10 would just be 40. That would be 50.
You give me something else. There's no spaces. Fuck it.
Well, one number is really, it's just supposed to be the tens place and the other.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It just kind of depends on how you dictated it.
Well,
it
it
could
was
be a
it was a
4.
D100.
Yeah.
But I rolled a 40 and a 0, so that's just 40. Right?
Yeah, it's just 40.
What the fuck, bro? Hope you didn't want that new mini you got.
Well, I'll take the.
Smash
Alright,
with a
this
hammer.
is what I came
But-
up with. It should work. I don't know. It's like a small design. I'm not sure how it's gonna hold up. You know, jabbing it into people, but
There's only one thing to do. Gotta test it.
Anders volunteered.
So for right now, with his natural 20, it'll just give you like a +1 to hit and damage for the time being when you use it. So it's pretty much just saying like your unarmed strikes are +1 to damage and to hit.
Okay. So. Okay.
Yeah.
That probably would have taken 5 to 6 hours to do that. So in that time frame, if there's something anybody else would have wanted to do at the estate, you could have.
So you could have had time to whip out bullets.
I really need regular bullets.
I'm gonna,
It probably would take longer.
I'm gonna take the axe.
It's
to
like
that little altar
Whole
room
day to
we
make like
built.
1 or 2.
For you, that has like the little shrine and all
Yeah.
that stuff that Mildred made.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of take the axe and I'm gonna put it up in front of the altar and just spend some time focusing. And
The second you lift it, like go to put it in front of it, it just starts to like float and levitate, and there's like lightning crackling underneath it, and then you can see it kind of surging into the shrine itself, and then it almost like projects another image of that kind of lightning bolt behind it, and you can just immediately feel this like presence inside of the room.
I'm gonna just because that's kind of unexpected. I just kind of expected just worship a little bit, but just immediately kind of just go down to a knee and bow down and say thanks to Karanos for the opportunity, for the power. Continue to do my best to represent him and ask for his strength going forward, especially for ending up in Ezron and the potential for whatever is going to happen there. What's going to happen after this.
You're kind of immediately drop to the knee, and you begin in your head kind of just trying to focus your thoughts as best you can, and then calming everything. And as you finish up and kind of asking for the strength, you go to stand and you can feel this like magnetism of the axe just coming to your hand right away. So you're like kind of head down, you just kind of go to stand up, and then just like and then you just kind of grab it and sheath it. All right. At this point, you guys are. It's pretty close to being dark outside, just based on the way that travel and everything has been going. So it's up to you guys if you would like to rest here or travel through the night, because you guys are rested well enough to where you could make it to the keep.
Go to the key. Sooner we can start sending word out, the better.
Yeah, it's about a 7-hour or so travel, like 8-hour
Oh,
travel.
that's
So it's like a
everybody
day's worth. So yeah.
Would it make more sense to that we just go to the kingdoms and tell them? Because we can just
No, it's.
teleport.
I
I
think
would
it's
say
gonna-
talk to them first so we can all get on the same page and then figure out a date instead of just saying, hey, we're going to have a summit between
Well, I think
we don't know when. Show up whenever. And then nobody comes because nobody knows where it is or how to get there or anything like that.
Fandal can tell them magic.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what.
Yeah, that's kind of the intent. Was that he has ways of reaching
He's gonna
out.
send out the messages.
Okay. Sorry. I was daydreaming. I missed all of this when I was yelling. I missed half the story today. I was All I did was go upstairs for 2 minutes.
That's when the story happened.
The whole thing, man.
All right. So you guys kind of push through the night and begin heading toward the keep. Snow is falling as you're walking out. You can hear the crunching of snow beneath your feet as well as you're moving through. It's probably like a good 1.5 feet or so thick in some places. Others, it starts to trail off just from the foot travel and whatever may have gone through. You can see a couple of times as you're walking down the path to get to the keep that there are some wagon trails, hooves, and what have you. Seems like there's a good amount of traffic that's going in and out. Most of it looks like it's going toward the keep. Once you get to the keep itself, it's pretty much the same there as it is at Teneveth. Everything seems to be pretty... It's not chaotic, but it is, for the most part, busy, if anything. There's always something kind of going on. People seem to be constantly moving, setting things up, taking things down, moving things from here to there, preparing food, trying to get warm, starting fires. So it's just like this constant state of moving and going. And it seems that a lot of people here are not in as much of a bad spot as the ones that were in Teneveth. There's not really very many wounded here, if any. A couple of people who are sick, but it seems to be something minor, maybe like a seasonal cold type of deal or something, or just the weather changing that's causing them to feel this way. But you're able to push through most of that. It's very early in the morning, probably 5:30, 6 a.m. The sun is like barely starting to come up. You can see a little bit of orange on the horizon. Once you make your way up into the keep itself, inside of the commons area, you can hear a distant kind of speaking and echoing throughout the halls of Fandel's dwarvish accent, low kind of tone and demeanor resonating through. Causes you to push into the commons where you can see him standing there. Bald head, the runes kind of on the side of his head, his longer beard, purple and blue robes, stockier build, begins to step down from the kind of stage-like platform that's on the far side and making his way over towards you guys as he kind of shouts across the commons at you as well. Hey, keepers, welcome back.
Thank you.
You kind of look like shite.
I've had a rough few days.
Thanks.
Fucking bat didn't
You can
work.
see it in your face. But I'm glad you're all well and okay, at least.
We were sent by the dean.
He's well?
Well enough.
Hey, alright.
We wish to send word to all the kingdoms. We want to convene a meeting here of what is to be done about the growing problem and the attacks.
Probably wise and nice. It's, if we're doing this, then things have kind of gone a bit sour, huh?
Yeah.
One of the demon princes showed up.
That's why we
showed up in Venore when you went looking for the Dean, eh?
Yeah.
That's why we look like shite.
Well, I'm glad you're here at least.
We are too.
When will this summit be? Any particular date in mind?
We probably should have asked.
As soon as possible.
That's probably
But everybody,
We got.
hmm,
We have to have
should we pick
time
like a?
to.
Maybe the keep isn't the best place to do it because the travel
was-
time for other people.
I was thinking Teneveth, but I don't know.
Where is the most central place in like the world?
Most central place
It
to all
keeps
the
pretty close.
kingdoms.
Yeah, all the kingdoms. Is the keep the close? I thought the keep was like bottom right. Am I wrong on that?
Ophelia is like the middle continent, the largest one.
Hey, it's
And Yolgard and Benore are both on the continent. And then Southbrook, Azash, and Ezron are split off from it. Really, probably, say, a week or so would be good enough time. Most of the other kings and rulers have their own ways of getting here in a hurry if need be, so
But we could probably also recruit Tobias if necessary, just for a day or so. Go and get people.
Fair. Don't think that works at Southbrook because they have like a whole like council, or they have one.
Well, he teleported all of us. He could get a council.
Oh, that is a good point. He did teleport all of us.
And his wife both have teleportation.
Well, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Good point.
I know that the old guard has their court mage, which is Tragedier. He'll probably be the one bringing the king and whatever else.
We know Traeger.
Azash has some
We're a cool guy.
natural magics that can get them here, along with Honore as well.
Druids.
Southbrook, I'm pretty sure there are some magic users there, at least adept enough to get someone here if need be. If not, we have some people we can send.
They're missing their magic guy.
The only thing is, Ezron
Global trip.
don't really have any sort of contact with them and haven't for some time.
Well,
They usually only send word when things are going bad or anything, so
I think if Ezron needed to get here, they would be able to. The dean mentioned Professor Alanon
hey,
might be able to help with possibly getting in contact with them.
To be frank,
Or
the
getting
dean recommended
Us there.
to stop playing nice and just to go there.
works with me then. Alanon is pretty proud of where he comes from. He talks of it often, but I think I could convince him to give us
did
a
they
way
let him?
there.
If they wanted to keep you, why did they let him leave? I don't understand.
Probably don't understand the role that I've been playing in the world.
Yeah,
I kind of just was nobody and then I left.
Well, what I'm saying is, why did he get to, like, why did he leave now? Like, how long has Professor Alanon been here?
Probably a little bit over 2 years on Ophelia and such, wandering around. I think he was at the Lyceum for quite some time. He's only probably been here at the keep for maybe 8 or so months.
Why is he here?
Learning from me.
Okay.
He must find value in whatever he's doing.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It just seems weird to me as well.
He's a spy.
Okay.
So am I attempting to just get word to him, or what are we doing here?
They'll, you can see what they say. Maybe they want more info. Maybe but yeah, that sounds good. Maybe, yeah, you said a week. Is that going to be enough time if we're going to go to Ezron?
I feel like as soon as we show up, the council will probably know.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe we should do 2 weeks just to be safe, because we don't know how it goes on in Ezron.
Week and a half, meet in the middle.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Time goes slower there.
No, we just might be held up there.
Yeah, we might be arrested immediately.
Yeah, like what if we get stuck?
That's kind of likely.
Whatever. 2
Still have that
weeks.
2 weeks time from now? Put
Yeah.
us to what, the 15th or 16th of Mokath?
Sure.
Is it?
Is it the 3rd of Urzeth, or are we still...
Whatever
Because we traveled over.
Urzeth, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Thought we were still in Mokath.
No,
15th.
15th. That's what we'll call it then.
from the 2nd or the 3rd?
It's today the 2nd or the 3rd now?
Well, we traveled through the night, so I'd
Right,
assume it's
so
probably the 3rd.
It is the 3rd.
Yeah, it'll be the 17th.
Okay. 15th work?
Sure.
For me.
Little less than 2 weeks, but still plenty of time.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright. I'll send word out, speak with Alanon, and are we just sending word to Azeron, or are you going?
Should we speak to him first before we decide that?
If you were
We tried
to
sending word already.
ask my opinion, maybe best to just show up, because if they know you're coming, they might try to prevent it somehow.
That's a
true.
good point.
Let's just go.
That is a good point.
I just have one thing to ask.
What's up?
Don't let them keep.
They can try.
I have a feeling that
quite sure if they might try to force their hand. But
Well, we have ways of getting out. We'll make sure you make it back to Ophelia. Or,
Okay, man. That was a wild crack.
All right, give me maybe 2 hours. I'll be back here.
all right.
You guys are hungry. They're bringing some food out here in the moment. If you want to just relax and wait.
Sure. I'm gonna sleep.
All right. You guys sit amongst yourselves in the commons here. Some of you kind of just lean back and fall asleep. Food gets brought out. You kind of pick at it. Some of you eat a little bit more. You eventually, after the 2 hours of waiting, it's probably a little more actually, pushing 3. Fandel makes his way out along with Alanon. Alanon is a like orangish dragonborn. He has like this kind of tan to the underbelly of himself, but the rest of him is this kind of orange color. It almost looks like it could be like a brass, but he just doesn't have that chromatic look, or not chromatic, like metallic look to him. It's more of like a chromatic one with the orange, dull kind of hue. Begins kind of making his way forward towards you, standing behind Fandel.
Is he somebody you ever met while you were at home?
It doesn't really look familiar.
What did you say?
So I've spoke with Al here.
Okay.
Took some convincing, but
Yeah.
he's willing to send you along.
Okay.
I've explained the severity of the situation.
It is severe.
As well as the demons coming a little sooner than we were anticipating.
All right.
And that is imperative that we get Ezra's help as soon as possible.
Well,
Yeah, we
one of the
definitely want
demon
them
princes already entered our world. We don't need more coming
See, I
after
didn't
him.
even tell you about the demon prince. And the guy behind the dragonborn, you can see his kind of has like 2 teeth that are coming up from the bottom. Very well. Won't take but a few moments to make a portal, walk through, and you'll be in the center.
It's not like a
center
corner.
of the island.
We're going right
Aye.
to the middle.
You'll be in the middle of the city.
We want to go now?
We gotta lose.
I don't know. Do we need to prepare?
I just throw mage armor on myself. I don't know what's gonna happen.
We just teleport in there. Just like you get jumped by 300 dragonborn.
I'm ready.
You got like a speech written up in your head. I guess it's not written up if it's in your head. That was kind of stupid to say, but
Written up
He
in your head?
takes his hands forward, kind of overlapping one another, turns it to the side, and then begins to open
Memorize the
upward.
spell.
As he is, you can see as his hands are going across, and he opens it upward. It kind of makes this ellipse type shape, and then as he has him to the top, he like slowly rolls it around, and you watch the whole ellipse go on its side. Then he brings his hands towards the middle, and then like pulls open to make some sort of entryway. As he does, you guys begin to, you can't really look through the other side. It's just kind of like this bright purplish light that you're walking into. As he begins to look at you guys walking into it, he just gestures for you to enter the portal, and it is up to you.
he's going last.
He's not coming with us?
He's not even coming with us, bro. He's putting us in a pit.
As you begin to walk through, you just welcome home, and then you disappear. for a
Can I make an
bright light.
insight check?
Yep.
Okay.
After he walks through, you make sure he walks
Oh,
through.
we're gone.
No,
Just
I want to insight check that guy.
No, I mean you should let
You
him
want
go
to insight
through
check
first.
the welcome home?
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
yeah, because I want to see if he planned for this to happen. 24.
24.
'Cause I want to know if
They
that's
said
why
it
he's
decoy.
really here.
They said it.
The portal
decoy.
closes as soon as we walk.
You definitely know that he knows who Zarvax is, but it
You're
doesn't
fucked.
seem like he was intending for this to happen.
Okay.
It was something else to get.
He definitely
Zarbrax home.
recognized who he is, just like, you know, like his information that he has is more than just, you know, being sent here to do whatever. Like he knows of Zarvax and probably of whatever is involved with him to some degree.
Okay.
but it doesn't seem that his intent was to like lure him and get him there.
Okay.
Not yet.
That's all I wanted to know.
He was keeping tabs on it.
One by one, you guys begin to file in.
Yeah, I'm walking through right after him.
You are
I really thought we were going to find this place by boat.
Just randomly?
Yeah, or by dragon turtle.
Or we're just gonna crash land into the coast.
Is it on a dragon turtle?
If it's not on a big fucking turtle, I'm upset. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, is it stormy here?
No, that's their magic. We're fucked.
Fuck. Fireballs raining down on us.
Lightning bolt. Fireball.
you make your way through.
This circle of invincibility before we went through.
A bright light of purple is followed by skies of dark clouds and rain. Is pretty much all that you are greeted by initially. The rain itself
I'm gonna
seems
stink.
to persist, and it's hard to see too far out in front of you. You do feel solid ground beneath you.
Solid. Not a turtle.
It could still be a turtle.
You feel the solid ground beneath you like a pathway. You really can't see more than 50 to 80 feet in front of you.
This helps
Visibility
us.
is very, very limited.
Maybe not.
Czar, you recognize the cobblestone rock at your feet, but don't fully recognize where it is that you are. The only sound that you can really make right now is that of the surrounding rain coming down around you.
Can I look around to see if anybody's taking notice of us?
Make a perception check.
It's only an 8, but it's still an 18.
18.
Oh, it's only an 8.
You start to look around, and as I said, there is very, very limited visibility, and it appears to be dark. Very, very. And the thing is you just left somewhere where it was bright, and you know that you're still,
They're in
or
a
at
different
least
time
think
zone.
that you are in the same world or plane of existence.
You
Looking
think.
around, it's almost dark to the point where it doesn't make sense how dark it is in a way. Like you're looking up and you can see the rain coming down in the clouds, and there's like this dark sky, but it is there should still be some sort of light from like sun or something pushing through, but it doesn't seem to be so. You can only see, like I said, maybe 80 feet in front of you, and that's
They
at best.
cast blindness on us.
Even with your dark vision and everything, dark vision doesn't seem to be what the issue is. It's not a darkness. It's like the rain coming down. There's clouds. There is just a very limited visibility. You start to look around and try to see something and like kind of step forward. You don't really see any light sources like a torch or any sort of light. You don't see silhouettes of people moving inside of the kind of...
You see buildings?
You do see buildings. You can see that the buildings around you are very large buildings made of metal. Appears to be silver, but it is truly hard to tell exactly what it is.
Is it always this dark here, Zarvax?
We're in a storm. It's a little unusual, but I mean, it happens.
Can you, like, petition the storm to chill out a little bit?
Yeah, don't you have like?
You got
You're
storm
like,
powers,
hey.
right?
Make an insight check. You can do it with advantage. Actually, I'll let you choose either insight or religion.
Oh.
Inside. Okay. That's 1, 2.
Hey.
The difference is 3 automatically. 17.
Nice.
The thunder that is crackling throughout here, you don't have the same connection and feeling to it that you normally do with thunder and storms.
It's fake thunder. Fake
Does it feel like unnatural?
We're in a simulation.
It doesn't feel like thunder brought upon by Keranos by any means. It feels like the thunder that is coming on, like, and even like this storm just feels odd and off.
Okay, so you said I recognized the ground, but I can't really see anything around me.
Right.
And it's an unnatural storm, so I can't really do anything about it. Well, something's definitely off about this.
What?
I think our best bet is to head towards the building.
If I walk like 10, 20 feet. Can I see farther that way, or does it seem like we're in? Okay.
You can kind of see a little further. It's not like it's like following you, if that makes sense. Like your visibility, like you're able to see more because you're pushing forward more.
So I have
Yeah,
any
just
sense
making sure
of
we weren't in
direction.
Make a survival check.
That was terrible.
Are there stars?
Can't see the sky.
18.
Cloudy.
18.
I thought maybe we could get a little peek in. A little peek in. When it's
You're-
cloudy outside, it's not like.
Essentially,
I guess sometimes
navigating
it is. You got
blindly
point.
in the current weather. Like I said, the buildings seem to be large, made of metal. Looking at the buildings, you know that this is Esseron, for sure. The pathway, the buildings, everything being made of this kind of like silverish metal.
Should we just like go up?
You guys yourselves, with whatever sort of light you may cast, cause like this little bit of like a shimmer or shine on the metal. But other than that, there really is no light or anything of the sort. A crackle of kind of lightning darts across the sky in your immediate surroundings, and as you quickly look around, you notice that you are in what appears to be some sort of residential district of sorts. There's really not too much that goes on around here, and you know that people are very exclusive and like their solace and being alone. Everything is pretty much closed up. You don't see anybody walking around typically. But where you are right now, you know that it is some sort of residential area, but you don't know exactly which way you're facing, like which way would be north right now. It's really hard to tell. Like very, very hard to tell. There's no sun, there's no sky, there's really nothing to be able to tell where you are.
Should we like go knock on a door or something? What do you think?
You have a vague sense of direction, enough of an idea where you could probably get to wherever you would like within the city, possibly. But you also know that the city is enormous and that wherever you're walking from, the outer ring is essentially where you are right now in this residential district. It could potentially take a couple of hours on foot in good visibility to get to, somewhere else outside of the residential district.
Should we go just knock on a door, or is that a bad
I
idea?
feel like our best bet is to try to head towards the actual Capitol building.
Do you have any idea which way that is?
Do I see like the wall of the city?
So Ezeron itself, along the outside of it, doesn't have a wall, but it's more almost like how Bossing Say is in like Avatar, like there's different rings. Okay. You know what I mean? Like you're on this outer ring where there's a lot of residential area to it, and then once you kind of start to push further in, you get a little bit more towards the Capitol and like the castle or whatever itself. The castle itself being the Dragon Palace. You have a decent enough idea with your survival check to where you think if you start moving in at least a direction, you could find out very quickly if you're going the right way or the wrong way.
Okay.
So I'll let it be up to you if you want to push straight from where you're looking now, or like turn around and go back that way, or like left or right. Because essentially where you are, most of the houses are laid out in a grid. So everything is just kind of like, there'll be a house, kind of almost like a four-way walkway every time, and then like gap house.
You said if I look around me, is there houses all around us, or just
all around you?
You said we're on cobblestone path, or is it just
the ground itself is just all cobblestone all the way out?
I think our best bet is to just
no paths.
Go forward for now, and I will probably be able to figure out which direction we're headed and where to go. But with this storm, I can't really figure much out because
All right, you could. That's it. I guess you start walking with you.
Unnatural or normal or?
It's not.
What do you think?
The kind of storm I have a connection to. I don't know if it's magical, but it certainly doesn't feel like natural.
Why would they make like a magical storm here? Does it not rain here normally?
It rains. You don't have.
We drifted around. There's all sorts of weather.
Does it feel like the island's moving beneath us?
Hard to tell.
I'm just gonna start walking forward. It's gonna take some time to get to the Dragon Palace. That's where we want to head to. But I think for now, our best bet is to just start moving. Standing still isn't gonna do anything for us.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of start heading forward.
We'll follow your lead.
Okay. At this point, you continue to navigate pretty blindly. The rain is coming down pretty vigorously. The thunder is pretty persistent. The buildings themselves all kind of look the same. You should begin to look over everything. It's really hard to tell where you are, but you know for sure that you're in this residential district just based on the buildings. Your family doesn't actually have a house out in this area. They're more of towards like the probably like there's you know that there's 4 different rings essentially that make up Ezeron.
Yeah.
The 4th one, this being this outer one with all the residential district. The 3rd one being a market kind of district where your parents have the shop and also live like in a loft above it. And then the 2nd ring being like this noble type district where higher ups live, most of the people that are on the council. And then the inner ring being the first one has like the military operations or whatever military operations. There's also the academy that's there for Ezeron as well as the palace itself. So that's kind of just how it's broken up going into it. So you know where you are at least within the city. The air itself is pretty cool. It's the rain itself. You're not really too sure why it isn't snow because of the time of year and everything. And Ezeron typically does get snow normal. It goes through all the normal seasons and everything else does. The ground itself is pretty damn solid. Nothing really feels shaky or like too slippery with it.
Until I trip you. Doesn't do anything. I have little tiny
He
legs.
kicks you.
There's something as you just like keep pushing through in the city, you actually get to a point where the houses start to kind of like break up to where instead of them being so stacked on each other, it's slowly like disappearing. Not disappearing, but like fading out for how many are there. You know that you're either on the edge of the island or you are either pushing towards the market district where there are kind of these bigger gaps where the houses are. Like the more you get towards the market district, the fancier and more expensive or whatever the house is, like the economy would be better for them. Those houses tend to start getting larger. They have kind of gates around them. Many of them are, maybe 2 to 3 stories as opposed to most of the like smaller metallic like stone ranch buildings that are further back. And as you look, most of these buildings do increase in size and seem like they are getting bigger. So you know that you're at least pushing towards the center of the city.
Zarvarax, before we go find, I'm guessing we're going to go talk to the council here. Do you want to go see your family? We might not have a chance afterwards.
Well, we're kind of headed in that general direction anyways.
Okay.
I think you said we were going to put us in the middle, but kind of put us on the edge, I think. So, let's get into the next sector of the city and the island and see where we're at in there.
You also know that there's typically on many of the bridges gates. So it kind of goes like the outer ring itself, like where all the residential stuff is, and then there'll be like a bridge connecting it, or typically actually from the market district to the noble district, there's a bridge, but from the residential to the market, there is not.
It's the storm.
Yeah, I guess. It's not supposed to be changing colors.
It's storming. That's lightning, Billy.
Yeah.
Just let it keep doing its thing. It's on.
Yeah,
I guess
doing great.
When you push from the residential into the market, it's just like a pathway. But once you get from the market to the noble district, there's actual gates and bridges, and there's typically every single one of them is manned by some sort of guard or something. So you can kind of anticipate that later on.
Well, let's just keep heading this way. We're going to be in the market district soon. The family will be there somewhere.
Okay.
Assuming they haven't moved. Unless we'll at the same shop and everything.
Do you want to check on them? still have the mirror.
Does that work across planes or no?
The mirror?
Yeah.
It works on
So
the
there-
Maybe
works
we
on the
should
same
try it on somebody on Zaxria then.
Well, when I last looked
yeah.
a couple weeks ago, it was on the same
and punch
plane.
his table over there.
When I last saw them, I was able to see them.
Oh, that is
So-
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
What is going on with this?
I'd imagine everything's fine, unless since I sent that letter, the council did something fucked up to my
Is
family.
it a storm like this in the water plane?
You'd be the guy that knows that.
Would I know that? Does it storm like this in the plane of water, Bill? No. Okay. I was gonna say I thought it was
Sent us
like
to-
I didn't think there was much of a surface, but I thought it was always like stormy.
They sent us to the upside down stormy version. That's around.
No.
Let's just keep heading this way for a bit.
Okay. I'm gonna keep my eye out for anybody either following us, watching us,
And if there's
anybody in general, really
I'm
outside.
definitely, as I'm walking around, I'm definitely trying to really figure out where I am.
Okay.
Based off my memories. Obviously, it's been like, I don't know, probably 6, 7, 8 years
Yeah.
at this point.
Easily, yeah.
But
You could, like,
I
try
feel
and
like,
fly above the clouds.
especially once you get into the market district, some of the shops might be able to help me discern
Oh, I could fly
where
up.
exactly I'm at. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Okay. So you make a survival check for me, and then Moldrak make a perception check for me.
21.
That's true. 25.
Okay. All right. So you guys keep pushing forward and walking. See no people. Or any really even sign of another
See
person.
no people, hear no people,
They-
talk
are
to no
the-
people.
I know it's been a while, but are
Or
the
say no
streets
people,
usually
but-
this empty?
No.
Either expecting us or maybe Al-Anon sent word.
I don't think.
And based on a book that you've read, just to interject really quick, Ezra probably has a population of close to like 8 to 10,000 people. So it's like less than Southbrook, but it's probably the second most populated.
My guess would be. I don't know why people would be staying away from us.
Did you guys have any like safety measures in place that you know of?
There's a lot of. We're on a floating island that no one can find. What do you mean there are safety measures in place?
The
I'm
whole
just trying to-
island is a safety
I'm just trying to
measure.
figure things like.
It is weird,
Do-
but I don't know what's changed.
Well, even if I fly up, I could always come back and get you and go carry you up.
You can fly with my hands.
That's gotta
Save
sick.
that.
That's so sick.
Also like a broomstick.
I don't have any charges on it. I think any charges. Yeah, let me tell you.
Do you? You have to crit. You don't have to kill us. What the fuck?
Yeah, but to kill you, it might take 2 crits. So.
No, it'd be one.
That's right.
The
I think I could live
storm
2 crits.
persists and doesn't seem to be letting up even a little bit. If anything, it's getting more.
You guys want me to fly up and find out if
Well,
it's like a magical storm?
I'm starting to think that they know we're here and they're trying to resist it.
I like the
Make it
idea of
difficult,
flying up and checking
prevent
if
us
it's a
from
storm
Finding them something.
Okay.
or like how the storm is or whatever.
Do it.
All right. I jump as high as I can and I take off flying.
Okay. Are you guys staying where you are? Or are you still walking?
We're staying where we are.
We're gonna
Stay.
stay.
We all just walk away and you come back down.
All right. You watch Moldrak within mere seconds disappear because of the visibility into the sky, and maybe only being
I
10 feet,
pulled mine
15
out
feet
earlier.
up into the clouds that are there. You can't see shit.
I'll just keep
you're-
going up.
And as you keep kind of trying to push further and further, you feel yourself almost getting lost in how thick of cloud cover there is, to where like you can't, like you can try to push through it, but you think there's a good chance of you not being able to like get right back down to where you were, because you can feel the air and stuff it's very hard to navigate through everything. It's very cloudy, stormy.
Just turn into a
You
cloud.
can feel,
Easy.
you can almost feel like static in the air as you're flying in the clouds. And you know that it's probably pretty indicative of you being able to be just zapped while you're up here. But it's just like, you kind of just have like that
Pretty seem
feeling like your fur just kind of stands up, like there's just something not right about being up here flying around. Like you're not going to be able to. You could probably push through if you keep flying up, but going back down and finding them the same place that they were is going to be a little difficult. Like you're probably only 10 feet past. Like being okay, so you're probably I'd say 80 feet up in the air right now as you're flying. And once you get to that point, you're just like, fuck, like I can't see anything.
Can I see
and
the
don't know.
ground?
From where you are? No.
Okay, like just below this cloud cover, can I see the ground?
If you get low enough, you probably have to be maybe 15 to 20 feet up from the surface of the ground to be able to see the ground.
Okay.
Like most of the buildings that are around you that have the second or third floors, you can only see them when you really kind of get up close to them and are looking, because there's just like this almost like misty type of smog or fog, if you would, that's sitting there.
Have I got any memory of anything like this ever happening?
You had storms here for sure, but
but
some of it it's just weird.
All right, up in the clouds where nobody can see me. I'm going to spend 1 charge from my amulet. You alter your form and become wind. You cannot be attacked, targeted by effects. So hopefully I won't be
Bro, it was me when I told him to turn into a
battered
cloud.
around as much. I'm just going to turn into wind and try to shoot up past the...
Okay. All right. So as you break the actual cloud cover itself, it's probably like a good 120 feet or so of just cloud cover and like fog and just zero visibility before you actually push through it and you're met by the sun. The sun is out.
You're in space.
You're looking, and where you're looking from, the sun is directly in front of you. So like you have a decent idea of which direction would be east.
Okay.
But what you're trying to figure out, looking around, is why there's like you're looking down and you can kind of see part of the island. Like you're not high enough up to see everything, but you're high enough up to where you're above the clouds, but you're also in the sky in like a sunny sky. And there's just it seems like there's a cloud is just sitting right beneath you.
Okay.
If you look,
Seen in the Matrix, pops up over the clouds.
if you look, if you
You're
look
above
back,
the clouds, but you're also
like you can see the tail
island.
end of the island where the storm kind of is, and it's a hell of a way away, but it's still the ass end of the island, or an edge of it at least. You can see where the storm is kind of like almost in a dome across the entire island on the backside.
Okay. All right. A little tornado. I'm gonna fly back down.
Okay.
Try and find my friends.
Just roll a d20.
So wait, when he is looking east, was that relative to when he goes straight up, he's also looking in the same direction we were looking?
You wouldn't be able to tell just because of the way that you're like flying up. Because you're flying up and you're like turning around, looking around. It would have been different if you were like, I'm going to fly straight up and stay looking in one direction so you'd have an idea. But when you come down, you may be able to guess. But what did you roll?
I rolled an 18.
Okay. So you come back down, but when you come down, you don't see anybody initially, but you guys are kind of like talking amongst yourselves, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and you can hear them.
Okay.
But it's almost like dulled a little bit, like the sound, and it's also you're trying to pick it up over the sound of rain and thunder. So when the thunder kind of laps for a second, you're listening again, and then you kind of pick up their voice and you're looking around, but it almost sounds like it's echoing off of things, but not as much because you're outside of all of the large buildings. So you have a good idea, like you think you could probably find them. You start to walk towards that direction, and you can see that there is some sort of a large metallic wall that has like a center opening to it, and then you can see a little past that what looks like silhouettes of people inside of like the coverage, like the fog, and then you recognize all of the silhouettes to be the group.
I'm still a gust of wind right now, so I'm just gonna. And then like a tornado kind of like forms up out of the ground, and as it vanishes, I'm standing there. All right,
Hey,
guys.
oh, what the hell?
I think it's a magical storm because it's just like a dome over the island.
The whole island?
Yeah, but it's like not. It's like sunny. Like I flew above the cloud cover, and it's like just covering the island.
So maybe it was like another defensive thing
I don't know.
that they put in after you left? Because I don't see why you'd want it to rain on you all the time.
Maybe it activated because we teleported you or something.
Well,
I don't know.
Or they sensed it.
See, that's what I was saying.
Well,
the
either
safety things.
He sensed it, or they were warned, or
how concerned are we about this storm?
we can just keep going. I don't know.
I think the worst that'll happen is somebody might come find us and take us somewhere. Maybe arrest us.
I feel like they would. I feel like if that was their plan, and they put a storm on us, they would have already arrested.
I just need to know our thought on this storm, because we can probably, if it is magical, we can probably get rid of it. But
I don't know.
If it's covering the whole island, I feel like it's not.
it's a lot of work.
Maybe for us.
I don't know. I just know it was like shaped so that it perfectly covered the edge of the island and not anything beyond it.
I
Did you
think
see any other land?
I don't think so. Nope.
Just in the middle of it, in fucking Ophelia.
I just thought maybe
I really couldn't see too
drifted too close.
far beyond the edges. Even that wouldn't explain. If it was too close to the mainland, it would be. I mean, it should be snowing.
We're from the south side.
I don't know. I guess we could be closer to Azash or Southbrook. This doesn't look like.
You see anything that could like guide us at all?
No, it's really
Well,
just dense rain. I can't see anything.
from the direction we've been walking, we're headed towards the center of the city.
Okay, well, if you want to keep leading the way, we could just keep headed that direction.
We just keep an eye out for people in general.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying. I haven't seen anyone.
it's like you guys are insane right now. I've lost it.
It's like I just did this to like hide the island. You guys are taking so much time just sitting there talking about this stupid fucking storm.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they're just the storm's just here because they're hiding the island. I don't know.
Well, I think we just keep
Yeah, I think the easiest way to figure it out is to find.
I don't
people.
know though, because if it's not storming around it, I feel like that looks weird.
But what if it's just the one unit of a storm moving?
I guess.
The island's pretty sizable.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, we'll figure it out maybe.
Okay.
Or we won't. It won't matter.
Might as well. Well, worst.
All scenarios that are possible. The air is very staticky. I would not recommend flying into it. The storm.
Oh damn! I
as
was
it
going
is.
to, but now I guess I will.
If you can do something with it, you go for it. But it seems like it's magic.
Didn't you already say that you aren't like attuned to
Any
the storm
magic
or
light
something?
pierce it? Put out any magic light, see if it pierces, give us more light.
Like if we created lights, does it make it brighter around here?
Yeah, like if we created
So I can
lights.
see where we're going in the
Everybody
vicinity at
liked
least.
Do you have dancing lights? I can do
I
it.
don't have dancing lights, but I have something else.
I'll just do dancing lights.
Let me look at something real quick.
Little fireballs.
You cast it, and like in your immediate vicinity, it's brighter. But the rain is coming down so hard, and there's like enough fog to where it's just making like a wall. Like you can't see past it.
Okay. That answers that.
So we actually, if we see less, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, you see pretty much less beyond you.
It says if I'm outside of stormy conditions, the spell gives you control over the existing storm instead of creating a new one.
It's not a real storm. It's a fake
But that
storm.
doesn't specify if it's got to be a magical or a real storm.
You gotta be attuned to the storm, man. You don't understand, bro.
It's a channel the storm's rage.
Which way are we going? That way.
Same way we've been going.
I thought we were going this way,
Pretty much
though.
just pointed to the way that you came from. Essentially where you walked through that very large metallic
okay.
walls. Seems to be the entry point into the next ring.
Yeah.
To where you're now within a market district.
Did you see anything over there?
Did I see anything while I was passing the wall? No. No.
Okay, well, let's just head that way.
All right.
Hopefully, in the market district, I'll be able to recognize some shops maybe and navigate a little better.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep my eye out for people.
Okay. As you continue to push through, at this point you probably traveled for a good 4 hours. You are within the market district, and the market district itself is pretty sizable. I mean, it's a pretty much like one-stop place for anything, really, because Azeron's such an isolated nation, and they don't do trade with other places or even send things out. Much of what they have is done, like, here. Like, whatever they would need would be here to some degree. Pretty much whatever you could possibly think of is within the market district. There's a good size of like arcane shops as well, just because it's something that's such common practice here amongst the Dragonborn. Tailor type shops that you pass. You can see little leatherworking shops that you pass. Smaller blacksmithing areas, but still nonetheless they are here. Like a butcher shop.
And there's just no people anywhere. No lights in any of these buildings.
Nope.
Can I see the mirror?
Yeah, sure.
I'm
While
gonna
he's,
scry to my father.
While
Take the mirror up and you see your
scrying, I'm
reflection
gonna
in it.
ritual cast see invisibility. Like while he's doing that.
Okay. As you take up the mirror
Like
and are looking at it, you see your reflection and have known before that typically your reflection will fade and you will begin to see whatever person it is you're trying to look at, and you do not.
Where did he see? Did he not send us
And
to Azeroth?
immediately after that, you feel a pit in your stomach because you know something's not right.
Maybe.
With the mirror? I
I
don't think so.
I don't know. It has to be like a living.
It fails to save. I mean,
Did it not
there's
work?
There's nothing they can.
Well, what if it was a defense mechanism?
Yeah, don't assume they're dead. It could be a magical thing.
They didn't stop it before.
They could.
It can though. I think.
They can resist it too.
Yeah.
If we want to wait another few minutes, I can try to scry on somebody back on Zaxria.
Oh, I thought that you could only use the mirror once.
I can cast the spell.
Oh, you have this. Okay. That's a spell?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the mirror was just special.
Oh,
That's cool.
But that it doesn't work between planes either. So if we're somewhere else, then we'll know.
Maybe it's a fake Azeron?
Do we hear
You're
that?
you're trolling. You're trolling. No shot. You just did that.
You turn your heads around quickly, looking around to try to find the source of the sound. You don't see anything.
I'll
We
punch
got
a kid trying to sneak up on me.
Bro, kid's speaking like that.
Yeah.
Wait, do that one again?
Do you guys want me to try to look to see if we're somewhere else?
I think Galanon
fucked us.
fucked us.
He didn't seem like malicious in his intent, though, which is.
Well,
Maybe he's a stone cold killer.
I guess he could. He could just be, hard to read, but I feel like I got a pretty good read on him.
Are you guys hearing the
is
sound?
there a flashback moment where like I can see him as he says "Welcome home" and then
And he's like,
smirking?
he does like a wicked grin, and you see horns grow out of his head.
Oh my! I did hear him go, and that's a clear sign of evil.
You guys got a sword?
Sure, do some poetry
He
on
took
the
the
ground
sword!
where we're at, just in case.
Okay.
We just try to go
say
into a building?
Nothing really seems like you don't really pick anything up from it.
Should we
You
knock
can
on the
actually
door,
see
man?
like
We
when you
should
touch
knock
the
on the door.
ground, like where your hand is. You can see your vision kind of going, and then as you lift it up, you see the kind of ethereal form of people walking around, going about their day, walking in and out of stores. Like it seems to be like normal of
Yeah,
what you
what
would
happened
imagine it would be.
right before we got here?
Why did those kids laugh? fucked.
They think
Maybe
this is
Maybe it
hilarious.
was just little kids running by.
They could be.
They
I'm-
sounded like demon children.
I'm gonna sit down
to be a
and
feeling.
cast astral projection.
Okay.
I think that works.
You're sending yourself to the astral plane?
No, I stay in the plane that I'm in. I can travel through 2 different planes.
Just to the astral.
I think it's just for the astral plane.
You gotta be
That's why I
careful
was
with
going
that.
to do scrying.
I mean, you can do it, but you have like a cord that's attached to you. That cord gets severed, you're lost forever.
It's 1 foot long. Astral projection.
I got big cord cutting scissors if we ever got
He's ready. He's prepared.
Yeah,
cut
it's a monk ability, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those weird ones that you have as a feature that like you can go to the astral plane essentially. That's what it is.
Well, what it says is
Hey, you went to the astral plane.
into the astral plane,
Met
the
2
material
dragons.
body leave behind is unconscious in a state of suspended animation.
Didn't see him.
Well, you know what?
He gotta make himself small so I
With
can
this
see him.
world, that ability kind of doesn't make sense. So, what I will say,
I think he meant.
let me read it really fast.
I'm just gonna.
It
This
talks
is gonna
about like traveling freely through the planes.
No, I think
No,
he
I
just means.
astral plane.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't go because I know this. I'm very familiar with this, and it's just because it's to the astral plane in specific. But the astral plane in this world is very different than the astral plane in like D&D type worlds, where this spell is like useful for shit. But
Billy just said
Yeah.
So
Oh, well, I was just trying to figure out where these ghosties are coming from.
I think that we are in some sort of
So
other.
so essentially, like this astral
I don't think
plane,
we are now.
and you're able to like. If you do it based on normal D&D stuff, right, the astral plane kind of connects a
I'll
bunch of
just fall
shit.
to the
So
ground
you
and
could
I saw
like
the
take your
people
Yeah, that's why I don't
walk
think we are
right,
anymore.
Well, that's what I'm
find
saying, is
whatever
I think
Maybe
like
they're all in
thread
another
or
plane.
something to pull yourself to another plane, and that cord essentially brings your body with you.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it does.
I thought you could like fight as an astral projection.
You can. You
So
can
wait.
fight in the astral plane as that astral
So you
projection.
think
Everything in
so
the
like
astral
you're-
plane, you
you're
don't want to
saying-
fight.
Like in that
There's
There's like
I did
little
astral
leeches
projection, I
that
wouldn't
eat
have been
your
able to
cord.
fight that.
We're on a different plane.
Correct. Because your body, your
I think we're all on the same plane.
right.
Look out
And
for
then your
motherfuckers'
body's
astral
just there.
projecting.
You know, you could be.
Could be.
Astral
Yeah, I
projection. We need the
Jump
leeches. Get the leeches.
The leeches.
I've just said it all day.
Yeah,
Who's
they
all
could
He
dead?
didn't say that.
Yeah, we'll figure something else out for you
It
to
could
use
be.
this. I don't want to like.
The
Because I
storm
have
doesn't
an
make
idea of
sense.
what I
if they're all
want to do,
dead,
but I
though.
also don't want
mean,
to tell you you can do that, and then it just be like
those are on
game
like North
breaking.
Korea.
If that makes sense. Because I have a general idea.
Sounds
of
like
what
it.
it would
Just call me
you'd be able to do.
Are you the leader of Ezra?
I'm about to be.
No,
He's the only one left.
he's a defector that showed back up at
Yeah.
home. Like,
No, you're
How many
You're a good guy
does it allow
here.
you to do this?
I went
I can only take
go make
myself.
a
I can't take
man out
right,
of
but how many
myself.
times will you be able to do it? Do you know?
I can spend 8 key points.
And now they're playing
So I
me
can
a
do it
fool
so
because they know I'm
many
stupid.
times.
Right, as long as you have feet.
They know I only got 7 in, man.
So
They knew I'd get lost. They knew I couldn't figure it out. I'm stuck here, cold, wet.
I'm attuned to Phase of the Stars
Sad.
right now, so I'm going to activate my. I get 10 feet of true sight
okay.
for 10 minutes, I want to say it is. I want to see if I see anything around me.
Within the 10 feet?
10 feet for 10 minutes.
Okay. I'll let you know.
Yep.
So with that, instead of like an astral projection, shit.
instead of an astral projection, that shit's useless.
No, I mean in this world it is useless. It
That's
doesn't-
terrible. I wouldn't even speak about that stuff.
Did you get rid of the storm anyway?
like I'll get back.
Well,
to you.
how, if it is magical, there's ways to get rid of
I'll use divine
magical
sense.
things.
I'm gonna.
The hard thing with these kinds of like
Is it divine sense?
things,
That's
it's
like,
a
yeah,
it's a large
spirits are undead or something.
area. You kind of have to be somewhat close to wherever it's being casted from or was cast from in order to do it. Like within a couple 100 feet.
Well, I'd imagine it's coming from.
Bro,
Yeah, I
what
heard
the
it too.
fuck is happening?
I heard it too. I'm
I know
gonna.
you guys aren't by the speaker,
I'm gonna
but
try
it's
to
going
ritual cast
crazy.
scrying on Nana Ann and see if I can. I probably shouldn't show somebody so old.
What
What about the dean or something?
Yeah,
I don't want them to
can't
be able
die.
to resist it. Is the problem?
I mean, you could even just pick like a random person,
Yeah.
like a
Just I don't know.
from like a shop. Over there or
That
something.
student we always talk to in Arcanoria.
He
I
might
don't
be able to
remember his
resist it,
name.
though. He's getting pretty sharp, dude.
I don't know.
He's been
He's
studying for a while.
Yeah, and every time
Gita.
I see him, he
Gita in
drops
Potion
his books
School.
and-
Is that a different plane?
I won't have you do it
Just
to
there.
Arcanoria because Arcanoria has that magic shell
Oh,
around it that
shoot.
prevents shit like that from doing it.
Uh,
So I'm gonna help you out there.
yeah.
What's our
What are the odds Parker can resist in his current state?
Probably 0.
I don't think he can resist normally. Probably.
Oh, what if he's dead?
Damn it. He said he was stable, though.
what about what was our prisoner guy's name again?
No, I'm gonna do it on Charlie. What's his name? Last name?
Eatsman?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it on him because this shouldn't work between planes.
You focus and kind of close your eyes. You guys see this kind of bit of swirling mixed energy around Moldrak before it goes into his eyes, and then he opens them to reveal these kind of like greenish kind of eyes to where you see Charlie.
Mhm.
He is appears to be what was Grunswick, like the ashes of it. He seems to be there, like walking around, helping rebuild and put things up. So
I killed my dead animal. So
All right,
they're going
guys.
off of that.
I think we're still on Zaxria. Yeah.
All right. Next objective. Where am I? Do I have any relevance to any of these shops?
So, like I said, there's a ton of shops, and there's some that are kind of like duplicates in a way. They're not like duplicates, but
I
it's
don't
like
see Jerry's.
I went upstairs
There's
2 minutes, bro.
yeah,
That's the
nothing
worst
that you like recognize immediately, but you begin to walk more and more and find your bearings a little bit more to where you, at this point, if you continue following like the correct paths, you know how to at least start heading towards the palace, and you also know how to make it to your parents' shop from here.
Are we like walking as a group, like right past shops and buildings, like close?
Yeah.
I want to just like
Yeah,
try
you're
the
gonna
door.
bling
along
us
the way.
out?
Try the door on. You just walk up. It looks like some sort of a like a general goods store. Kind of open the door, handle turns, no problem. Just push it.
You.
Beat my head in as they're walking past. Hello.
You guys hear Azrael call out hello, and you look over and can see him like open the door to a shop and is like looking inside.
Oh, come in!
I look inside too. Nothing.
I look inside too.
They're looting
About,
there.
That's my true sight.
Hey, they're looting
See
there.
invisibility? Anything around? The spell will never come in handy. I'm convinced.
I'm
Wait,
still
is it just a barren room?
No, it's a general goods store.
How much?
There's stuff
4 years
inside.
ago?
Backpacks, ropes, sleeping rolls.
Hey, you say
small
rope?
little provisions.
Yeah, you want a good 50-footer out
Oh, I got a bad holding. Why limit yourself to 50 feet?
You guys need a rope? Hang on.
Let me do this magic.
What if they just know we're here and they're not going to let us do anything until we make our way to the palace?
That's possible.
Yeah, that is
I
possible.
don't think they teleported all of the people to another plane. I don't know how you do
What if
that,
they're all
though.
just waiting for us there?
All
Is
10,000
that-
people just
I don't know.
I don't
Is there enough room? Oh,
I heard those kids laughing, bro. They got
yeah.
me,
What
these
was with the kids laugh? Does that normally happen?
I mean, when there's kids, yeah.
Like creepily though? That was weird.
It was like
Yeah,
a
it was
demon.
like, I was like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Twins in the hallway vibes.
Yeah. Who talk at the same?
And now there's a wraith.
What's that?
You guys got a wraith that just flies around by chance?
I'm not very smart.
He's also not been here in a long time. This could be how it is now.
Moldrak, as you're looking around and you're like saying like, "What's that?" Out of the corner of your eye, you see this just like black, almost like shadow push across, and it kind of looks like a silhouette of somebody. You look your head over, and the silhouette's no longer there.
Oh, my divine sense.
Drop my deck of
I
cards.
think
How far is it?
But The
Makes sense.
What is
Probably
happening?
50 feet.
Did
is
it
what I'm
just
saying
like
it
vanish,
was.
or did it go out of like the visibility range?
It seemed like it vanished.
They wanted you to come back
Like you were kind of tracking
to
it,
save
and then
them
like when
because
you
they were
looked
getting
at
attacked
where
by
it
demons,
was,
and you just
like,
let
you
them
were
die.
expecting to see it standing there or something, and it was not there.
came alphabet. There we go. 60 feet.
And does it last for a certain amount of time, or is it just like you use it and then detect it?
I think it's just it's an action, so a few seconds.
Okay.
What if the
Now
shadow?
we're deep
If the shadow
Probably say
nine
you wouldn't
hells
be able to
people
use
are
it because
here?
it kind of be metagaming for the fact that he was the only one that saw him, didn't really say anything.
Oh, okay.
But I guess he
I-
shouted "Hey!"
I did just shout,
So if you want to use it off that, I would definitely allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair,
Okay.
because somebody's
you
gonna be
detect-
seeing
We also-
something.
You detect
We
the
also
feet.
have heard like 10 different things go, or
like jar my head to look in that direction and notice
It's also
that.
gone, and then the sense of the fiend dissipates.
I just instinctually like transform Demon's Bane into that blade, like throw it out.
Is everything okay?
Did you see that?
It was a fiend.
this scry the spell also only works on
It
same
doesn't.
planes.
I
or
don't think
just-
it works across planes.
I think we should.
Billy's trying so hard not to laugh right now.
I think we need to get to the
It doesn't actually say.
So it might be able to scry over.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought scrying was only internal plane.
Oh, on the same plane of existence as you.
Okay. So we have to be on Zaxria?
I think we need to get to the palace as soon as possible.
That was, if that was a fiend, that means there's either they're using like fiendish magic for this, or which maybe is not necessarily that they're evil. Maybe it's just like a defense thing. But maybe it's been they had some sort of fight with these fiends or something. It's the next layer of the hells is like shadowy.
Did the letter you get say "muhahaha" at the end
Oh
or no?
shit, that's a good point.
They put their stamp on there.
It could have been an
Is it-
attack, and then they used this storm as a way to try and like conceal themselves from the fiends that were coming in or
Remember, they
something.
did say,
That could be it, yeah. Maybe they're
"Are you
hidden
good at reading?"
the palace or something.
I can read.
Try to confuse them.
What? That doesn't say "muahaha," does it?
No, it doesn't say
What
muhahaha.
does it
So
say though?
where? Which one?
Right here.
And continue our way of life as we are certain we will remain a strong and resilient nation. Oh my god. Throughout the years to come.
What does that mean?
Well, that was a
It
fucking
didn't.
lie.
I didn't say
Um,
that.
I think we need to just head straight to the palace.
Do you know the way? Should we run? I'm gonna be honest.
We
I'm
can
scared of
take a
ghosts.
move.
I
I'm
know
gonna have
where
an
I'm at
action
now.
held to use my demonic sight next time I hear something like that again.
Let's keep heading towards the palace.
I think I'm more scared of a ghost than a dragon. I don't know how to fight a ghost.
If
Ender has his afraid of.
it's a shadow dragon,
Everybody
you
follow
go for
me.
the left
I
eye.
was gonna start kind of
Get on its head.
not sprinting.
Don't go too fast.
Sorgarex begins to
That's why I'm jogging.
move
pick
at
'em
a
up.
decent enough pace where everyone can keep up, but you guys have just kind of picked up the pace with
Stay
a little
safe,
bit of
Ender.
urgency, if you
The
would.
only one.
You begin to kind of
Like a little
push
football.
forward, and as you're looking around, you realize that it's
Yes, your
gotten
head's
much
so
darker.
large compared to your
Uh, you keep hearing sounds just kind of randomly here and there, and you're not
2
sure if
feet of
it's
it is
just
just my
like the
head.
wind pushing something, or if it's not like the sounds that you have been hearing to where you would like try to like look at it. It's just like kind of like, fuck, am I hearing something right now? Like, was that something? And you kind of turn your head around every now and then to look about. The darkness persists the more you push through. This is probably like a good 4 hours of walking at this point. You've left
Ghost is
the
an
Market
asshole.
District, got to the Noble District, and are able to start crossing over the bridge where you can see that there's the gates that are up.
There's no guards, right?
What? No guards.
Wow, didn't see them coming.
no guards, eh?
We wanna.
Can
push to the
I?
gate.
Can we look for
The
like
gate
signs
is
of a
locked.
scuffle here?
I would like to break down.
That's
the
a
gate.
good point.
How so?
Can you use your thing again? Is there like a limited
Has-
number?
okay.
Of...
With
Alright.
ease, you just fucking
The-
cleave into
But
it.
you
It's
didn't
like-
seem too crazy
and then it
last
just
time.
blasts
Sounds-
off the hinges.
People
The
will go in on
buildings
their
and
normal
stuff that
day.
we're walking by and like the ground, does it look like torn up or anything, or does it all just look
It's just normal.
So I just blew a hole in the gate. So we
Okay.
just go.
Cool.
I probably didn't need to do that. I probably could have just like
Fuck it.
pushed it or something.
We're here now.
They are just waiting for us at the Capitol. We just scared the shit out of them.
Make a feast for us.
I need everyone to make a perception check.
If it's just in our heads.
Fuck.
Shit. I hate these dice.
If anybody
Anybody
rolls a
wanna buy
one,
bag
tell
of
me.
dice? $5.
Tell me if you roll a one.
Five? Well,
Five?
You're
I don't
never gonna
know.
roll a
Roll
20.
it
You're
for-
gonna roll like shit all the time.
Can I see the bit?
Well, I don't
like to
need.
expect it.
Right here.
Can I see one of the D20?
This is a natural 20. There's no way it's not.
No shot.
Oh, darn it.
What do you got?
14.
14. Ander.
Oh, damn.
Can I do it with advantage because I'm familiar with my surroundings?
15.
27.
12.
The two of you not recognize, but notice that the ground itself, you're kind of like losing your feet every now and then. Like there's like this dark. It seems
Ghost
somewhat
trippers.
familiar to you, but it's not. I'm not trying to like put it at like similar to when you guys face Tenebris, that kind of magical darkness like veil. It's similar to that. You don't think it's the same source, obviously, but I'm just saying that the look of it and the way that it's reacting is similar
Young
to it. To
Tender
where
Biscuits is
it is
bad?
very, very dark as it's pushing through.
Bro got obliterated
He doesn't
from
exist.
existence.
You both notice it at your feet.
Does it like shy away when we notice it?
No, it just seems like it's like slowly like
I take my
moving
hand and-
across. Yeah, it almost like wind just pushes it away, and then it
Does it-
slowly kind of
does it
like
say- does it-
rolls back in. And it's not like the whole ground's covered in it. It's just like little wisps of it, like almost like little
How far away is the Capitol
bits
from
of
here?
it moving
I
around.
shoot
We just
fire
have to
at
get
it.
to the
Yeah.
wall. Get
Disperses,
to the next
breaks
wall,
away for a
and then
moment
we're at
before
the
slowly like
break.
rolling in again.
Does it look like it's like moving in a certain direction?
It's kind of just like randomly like
There's no-
settling, you know.
Connor?
But the thing that you notice is that you're seeing it now more than you were seeing it before.
You look at this weird fog smoke thing.
You know, it's pretty much just pitch black. Fog rolls away
You
and
have
then
more
slowly comes
flashbacks,
back.
man.
I'm not saying it looks like the Tenebris fog, but like it kind of looks like that. I know he's been obliterated. He's gone forever. It just looks similar.
And the closer we get to the capital, the water.
Yeah, I didn't see it back there.
Well, the way I was taken down before was the daylight spell. I do not have that.
Sure, yeah. But
And again,
I mean,
can you like magically, like I don't know. We should probably just
Stick
keep
the
going.
blade of demons
Definitely
vein around in the
blow
wisp.
well,
And then they did a holy weapon
kind of
that's
like
so
pushing
kind
it
of
down,
like the same thing
you can
with
see
storm
that
is unless I'm
it kind of like
close
shies
to
away
the
from it
source, I
almost.
won't be able
Just like
to
kind of
do
pushes away.
Okay.
Nothing like dramatic where like you set it down and it's like it's just like enough to where like nothing like it doesn't come back to the blade. Like if the blade's down, it doesn't seem to be like encompassing it. by
Azrael,
any
try to
means.
slice it.
yeah, fight the mist.
Slice up
Yeah,
at it as
it
it
does like a quick slice up, and you just watch the kind of black smoke dissipate into the sky, and then what was on the ground just kind of slowly fills back in.
Fuck, I thought that would work.
That was a good try.
I'm still carrying that radiant greatsword if I need it.
Oh, true.
Boy, out. Start fucking up the ground.
Maybe
Let's
we
all
just
hop in the canoe and
yeah we can. Well, 3 medium creatures can fit in the canoe up to 500 pounds. So
10 feet a turn.
yeah, 10 feet a turn. Can I push it faster?
What's
The
going
canoe?
on?
I can push it faster. Cool.
Why?
It just floats. It just floats above the ground. We
so
can
we
go.
don't touch the weird swamp.
I'm fine. I'll be okay. It's right there on the ground. You
Hasn't
never
done-
see that before?
Demons are
Hasn't
basing
done
on
anything to us yet.
ground.
That's it's a little spooky.
I'm a demon.
We still got a
I'll
couple
use
hours
my
of travel. though,
other
so we should
divine
probably
sense
move.
charge to
Yeah.
see if the ground's desecrated.
Damn.
It is not very good.
If I was doing some
I'm
divine
going
intervention,
to,
I would have hit.
I'm going to use my Intuit. And I'm going to use it in kind of a cheater way. I can detect the alignment of a
Andrew
creature.
cheats all the time.
So even though I can't see the creature,
You'd have to see it.
17.
'Cause right now the fog's not really a creature.
What
What is it again?
You got to be
Okay,
under
so I
your
couldn't
level.
just randomly
Your level or
detect
under, I think.
creatures.
That's kind of what
Hey,
his
I did
ability
it.
does. Is
Yeah.
like he can detect where they are.
Sure. Okay.
68. One off.
What are you guys doing?
I think we keep moving.
Keep moving.
Options.
Go,
following
go.
I
Czar
start
still.
shooting bullets up in the air, see what happens.
Czar pushing
Hits the
forward.
lightning, explodes, kills all of us. You know,
The rain is still pretty prevalent, coming down pretty good. The darkness begins to encroach a little bit more, but nothing like eerily or scary. Another sound kind of resonates outward, causes you to like snap your head. As you hear it, everybody kind of like
heard
looks
it.
over their shoulder for you as you use the demon sight. But I need everybody to first make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, fuck, we're dead.
Hell yeah.
You know what? I've been using these
We'll
dice
see.
the whole dang time.
Because if I don't succeed, I can choose to succeed.
Just choose.
Just
Just say yes.
Choose to succeed.
That's my ability. Wise resilience.
Start with Moldrak.
22.
Connor.
17.
Damn, he's not even telling us. If
Guys,
you
we have
fail.
hero points back
Got a
now, just so
15
you
unless
know.
it would be something Demon's Bane would make me immune to.
No, it would not. What do you got?
Natural 1.
Natural 20. Natural 2.
Natural 11.
16.
16. Okay. Moldrak, you looking around
I've been
can see Czar kind of heading the front. Kind of causes everybody to like snap their head really quickly. You see inside of like the silhouette, like the darkness itself, you can see some sort of like creature standing there.
Oh,
And it's like almost like taunting you, like it's just standing there looking at you.
he's talking shit.
How far away is it?
I could
Like
wield
10
Storm's
feet.
Rage.
You're about to kill a
Bitch.
fucking dragonborn.
I'm gonna rage.
Rage?
I'm gonna charge at it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. You just watch Zarbrax rip out Storm's Rage, this crackle of thunder goes around it,
Do
and
I
you just
see what
start
he's-
sprinting
I
towards
see what he's
it.
running towards.
No. You don't see anything.
He's the only
You
one.
start sprinting at this, and as you
Can I-
start sprinting at it, you reach out and go to grab it into the mist,
He's
and it
faster.
just dissipates into smoke. No shape or form.
I'm gonna run up to him. What are you doing?
There's something here.
Well, it's not here now.
Well, it was.
Did you get it?
Do you see?
Obviously not.
I look around. Do I
He's
see
raging.
anything?
I'm still gonna use it though.
Maybe
I only when I heard it.
something's playing tricks on you.
Maybe.
Read to me what
I don't
Demon
want to
Sight does
stop.
for you.
I'm starting to get a little shook.
Okay, we can keep going.
I think we need to pick up the pace.
Do you want to like run? I don't.
Yeah, grab Ander. Let's
All
go.
right.
All right, go. No, shit.
I will not be.
I pick you up by the head. I'm just like.
In the bag, bro.
No, your hands out like you're like the dog with the purse.
Can I do that? Is that
Yeah.
Can I die?
I fit the horn into the peg. You can hang off the edge like this.
So my legs like
Your head's
become
out.
like shriveled up and disappear?
Yeah.
All right. So, doing that, you can see these like deep kind of red and purple blips that are kind of on the ground. It's not that you think it's something. It's almost that you think it's like a remnant of something occurring there from like some sort of demonic or fiendish intent in a way. Almost like magical residue is left behind. And you see it like in front of where Zarbrax was like reaching out to grab something. You don't see like footprints leading away or anything. It's almost like this magical residue on the ground that you can see. And then you kind of look around and you can see little pieces of it everywhere else as well. not like an absurd amount, but enough like when you first heard that initial laugh, like you look over and can see it there, and then
What
from
did you
where
say?
Zarbrax like reached out and grabbed at, it's on the ground there.
Dude.
He said that the portal's here. They attacked. I lost, obviously. Now my dad's I was really hoping he was going to make something cool with that dragon tooth, but here we are.
I'll just relay what I heard to like Connor in his ear. Like, it's like magical essence on the ground. It's from demonic sources. I don't know if this has anything to do with that next layer or not.
Yeah. That was one of the thoughts that were going through my head.
You all look like beer cats.
I don't know if we have much business here
there's
anymore.
demons here.
Well, we can't just leave it be. They
So
use this as a.
Should we get to the capital at least before we're leaving? Maybe there's somebody here.
Yeah, that's the hope, is we find somebody to tell us what happened.
No, we're being stalked, so be on the lookout.
I think if anyone would know or would still be alive, they'd probably be.
You missed the whole story. You actually did though.
No! We killed the demon lord while you were
I knew I didn't want to get up.
High chance he was correct.
TLDR.
I'm a double agent and
He
actually
saw
leading a sword.
demonic source on the ground. And
Well, they leave behind a little magic fart dust when we moved around. It's just sitting in the ground. Yeah.
Are we moving?
yes, we're moving.
You said you wanted to
Sprint, I got Andrew like a football.
I
We're
was making
going.
sure because there's some really casual conversation going on.
Well, they better start fucking. They should fucking start running.
Hey Connor, there's some dust over here. Dude, we're like 400 feet away from that.
We're gone.
What are we doing?
We're gone. They should start running.
You eventually push out of the, like I said, Market District. You've hit through the Noble District now, and you're pushing in that. The Noble District is probably the smallest of the four, and looking around very quickly too, like this city is fucking crazy. Like the way that it's built and everything, like the architecture. But it's kind of sucks that you're not able to really take it in for all that it is because of its current state.
Yeah, thanks for
And
that.
it's very obvious that something is just not right at all. And you're unsure of exactly what it is. But you're definitely on guard a lot more than you were coming into this. And as you start to kind of look around, you can see some of these homes are like boarded up almost. Like there's like barricades in front of them and stuff kind of blocking them in. You still don't see any signs of life or light or anything of that sort. You're able to push through the Market District, or sorry, the Noble District. You're still hearing every now and then something that causes your head to snap around and turn outside of anybody's invisibility or anything. So
Did we go past your old house?
Yeah, because we're in the Noble District. And he was they're in the market.
Didn't you want to go look for him or no? I mean, we're already running now.
I think at this point, the only thing we could do is try to find somebody. And I think the best place for that is going to be his key.
Yeah.
Maybe we can hope that people are just taken prisoner.
Or hold up there. All right.
eventually, you know that you have reached the Dragon Palace, and you know this because of the entryway. There are these very, very large metallic pillars that kind of go straight up in front of the building. And on these pillars, there's just kind of like this embedded or embossed design of the entire pillar of just like this dragon that keeps going up on each one of them. You eventually make your way up to the front entryway of the palace itself. No guards, but the doors are open. You can kind of see the interior a little bit. The rain obviously isn't coming down on the inside, but it is still pretty dark inside of there. The darkness that was beneath your feet is now a little bit higher up, as opposed to just being like ankle height. It's more maybe like mid shin to maybe getting closer to your knee, but it's not super thick to where like you can't like see gaps in it or push through it. It's just kind of like sitting there and floating about. Inside of the actual palace itself, like when you walk and push in through there, most of what gets pushed away almost seems to like float down the hallways and dissipate a little bit more. Doesn't seem to be harming you in any way. It's just this kind of dense, dark fog that's sitting on the ground.
What the hell is
Am I
that?
familiar with the layout to keep it all?
You probably have never been inside of here.
Okay.
You've seen it for sure, but never been inside.
We're just on exploring mode now.
What's that? What were you saying?
What are you saying?
No, you say you say your thing.
No.
As you enter the interior, looking around, it is immaculate. There doesn't seem to be a bit of dust on the wall or like on what parts of the ground you can see. What's that?
Is it raining inside?
No, it is not. There, as you begin to look,
It's a good question.
inside of the entryway, what
There
immediately
are no
greets
stupid
you,
questions.
both you and Chelonia are kind of, you don't like recognize it, but you're looking at it like, oh shit, I've seen this, and then you're looking at it as you recognize it. You can see a magnificent statue of a dragon, its body curled as its wings spread outward, almost like it's doing a spiral flight upward toward the stained glass ceiling of several depictions of what you can see is a similar gold and blue dragon sitting in the center here. Zara, you look upon it and know it to be the statue of Cetrian, the deity of all things draconic. Beyond the statue are large hallways with vaulted ceilings. Most of the interior is stone, but there is a silver metal that bands and trims the walls. A subtle echo fills the halls with every sound you make, and there seems to be no one in sight or even earshot.
Good thing we survived.
So confused.
I'm putting all the pieces together.
We're gonna
The
approach
pieces
the
keep getting
statue. I'm gonna
pushed
kinda,
away from each other.
Revel in its magnificence. Take a moment to appreciate it despite the situation. Kind of just mutter to myself. I really believed, but you're still watching all of my people. Please help us.
True that. Do we see anyone in here? Hey! Anybody home?
Your voice echoes throughout the halls.
Oh, I heard somebody.
That
He said,
was-
"Hey."
That was me.
Oh, wait. No, you're right here.
Can we?
Yeah, I just
Is there
said
any
hey.
light sources?
There are light sources inside here. They're just
Yeah.
not lit.
Did my vision match this the dragon? Obviously, like, but was in my vision was the dragon like moving at all, or was it just like a still image of the?
It was doing the same spiral.
It was like the same
like the
thing as
statue.
I see it. Okay.
I light the lights.
You begin to light the braziers. As you do, you can see that darkness that's there, like slowly encroaching up the sides of them.
Hey!
Before it like just snuffs it out. And it's not like a very immediate thing. It's a very gradual process. Of
I just like produce flame and I just hold it there and see if the darkness eats it.
At first, it kind of shies away and pushes, and then as you're kind of just sitting here holding it, it begins to start trying to put it out, and then eventually it fades away from your hand.
Damn, really said delicious fire. Nom nom.
That's the-
Do we keep going in? What are we doing?
We gotta keep looking for somebody, right?
I think so, but I don't know.
What the hell's going on?
No clue.
What?
Is it any possible that
That's a 6
maybe
statue.
they sided with the fiends? The
I don't know.
Dragonborn?
Why would they? Why would they do that?
I don't know. You think we could take this sick
There's a-
dragon statue
This
home?
one also doesn't look like somewhere.
That's what I'm saying.
Like-
You think we could get this to our house?
Way more than
There's nobody here now, though.
probably.
That's what I'm
Stealing
saying.
It's
shit.
like one of your gods.
Yeah, is this one of your? Is this the god?
Yeah, who is this guy?
Citrian
I look around when I hear the sound.
is the god of all.
Yo, what
Seeing
the?
dragons,
Did somebody just
essentially.
cheer like at a football game? They're like, "Wow!"
Dragonborn,
Citrine?
dragonkin.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's the oldest dragon, the first dragon. I'm not quite sure of that. But he's the dragon that's worshipped by the dragon. I was never personally very religious. Obviously, that's changed a bit.
Well, not for him. So.
Well,
Worship someone else.
given my understanding of the powers that gods have, I have a newfound appreciation.
Is
Especially-
citrine generally good? Or are they like neutral, bad?
I remember correctly, pretty neutral.
Okay.
Not particularly bad, in the sense that it wouldn't do anything outright evil intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
If it was in his own best interest, perhaps it could lead to selfish tendencies.
You don't know your way around here?
I've actually been
What directions does it look like we could go?
There's just two very large hallways that are on the other side of the statue, and then two sets of double doors that are closed on the left and right.
I don't think we should split up.
I
Take
agree.
a peek in the door to my right.
Try to peek in there.
Take a little peek.
With
The shadow.
with a team.
Oh, this is.
That's part of the
It's the
spooky.
Shadow Demons.
Hello.
Hey.
The
Call me back. I'm
door on
busy.
your right, we're going to have to power through this so we can focus.
No, I'm not.
The door on the right, as you
even
kind of
know where I
walk over
live.
and peer into it, it just looks to be some sort of long kind of dining hall, as well as the room on the left side of this also appears to be some sort of large dining hall.
No other rooms?
There's just the two hallways at the other side of the statue.
No, I mean, no, there's no doors
There's
in
nothing
there.
attached to it. Doesn't seem
Are the
really.
two hallways just kind of like parallel to each other?
Yes,
If I see any invisible stuff in this room.
you do not. There are doors that are attached at the far ends of the dining halls that you could investigate. Possibly.
Well, I imagine this is for the council.
Do we still have like limited visibility in here? Or no?
It's easier to see because the rain isn't coming down.
Okay.
It's just darker.
Walk down the hallway.
Ezra's
Did the council
Ran-
live here?
ran by a council. Did they have like a prominent like monarch or anything like that?
Is there a king?
What you somebody read it in a book. High Speaker Oxorion is the
Oh, I
like
read that.
head of the table.
That's a cool ass name.
There's a head of the council.
I let that
but
guy rule my life too.
I think it's kind of
Like a team thing.
yeah.
Which is like a title.
I don't.
He's probably the one that just
If
does
there
like,
was
the
decrees, he would
announcements to
speak out,
public.
and he might. There's a tie on a vote, make a final decision. Or something.
Okay.
Down the hallway?
I think we need to maybe head towards their quarters. And
Both hallways,
Parallel.
do they look like they lead the same place?
We'll see.
no splitting up.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's a bad idea.
Which hallway we want to go down?
Left.
Alright, we'll split up in groups. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, are we going left or right though?
Should we flip a coin or roll a
Honestly, it
dice?
doesn't matter. You start to walk
Come on,
down
Billy,
the
we're
hallway,
gonna spend 5
but
hours.
this is why we're not.
Yeah,
Just
plans.
as you begin to walk down the hallway, you can see that the center part in between both hallways is like a courtyard, essentially. So there's just rain kind of coming down inside of that. And eventually it joins on the other side to where you can see kind of opening. The opening itself has a set of spiral staircases on both sides leading upward. There's kind of like So the spiral stairs, like you're looking forward, you can see a door in front of you that's like slightly open, and then the spiral staircase that kind of goes up, and then there's almost like a balcony that's built atop that, and then a door that's above the one beneath, but at the second level, if that makes sense.
Slightly open, eh?
Let's peek in there and see what's going on, I guess.
What's going on in there?
Okay, so as you make your way in here, once you actually start to push more in, you can see the spiral staircases. Like next to them, there are two other kind of doors. One of them is wide open. Just looks like it's a set of steps leading upward. Doesn't really seem of like nothing's drawing you to that, but you get drawn towards this where you open the first door up. As you do, you can see that there is some sort of very, very large circular platform, essentially. The platform itself has 6 seats to it. There is one that is kind of out towards the far side. There are these pillars that are kind of going up along the sides and the edges. The chairs themselves are made out of some sort of deep kind of brass. As you're looking at them, you can see that this central chair, it's not like bigger than the others. It just kind of has like a golden, almost like dragon's head at the top of it. You're imagining that that would be like the high speaker's chair, if anything. And you know that there are 6 members to the council, so you can see all of these seats. There's kind of the 1, and then 1, 2, and then another one. So it's kind of this even circle, if you would. Once you make your way in, you immediately hear a voice kind of creep out very, very quickly. What? Who are you? You don't belong here. You're the cause of this. You see a bright flash of deep blue explode from his fingertips. You see a blue dragonborn before you, and as you do, you watch this huge explosion of blue fire start to fly in your direction. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, okay.
See it coming.
Yeah, you see it coming for sure.
You had your eyes closed at this one particular moment. You have to dodge it. Actually, disadvantage. Dex saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Ezra,
29.
success.
17.
6. No, that's a fail.
No luck.
After you found out other people's roles, interesting.
Don't think you're allowed to
I
do
thought
that.
you were done.
Didn't matter anyway, so.
Andrew, what do you got?
17.
It's also a fail. Moldrak,
15.
fail. Connor, fail.
9.
Okay. So you guys take 22 points of fire damage. If you have resistances, obviously half it. A huge explosion of blue occurs, and you watch the individual to the far side where you have noticed this now. Somebody that pretty much came out from behind a pillar. Once they had noticed and heard you kind of approaching, you can see a dragonborn individual. They are, let me make sure I have the right one here, dressed in a very, very deep orange robe. Their skin is this blue color with kind of like a almost tannish yellow underbelly. Their jaw is very, very strong and almost square. They have 2 very small horns that kind of curl and go backwards. Their ears are kind of fanned out. You can see the snout itself is kind of pushed up but out. He holds himself up very, very strong. You can see that he doesn't seem to be like dirtied or bloodied or like anything hit him. But you see him after shooting that first one begins to like almost prep up another one to shoot a fireball again.
Hey, we're here to help. We're here to help.
Who are you?
I'm going to step forward and say, you know who I am.
That was a confident move. He puts the fire down to the side. You are Zavrex, then. And if you are Zavrex, this must be the keepers. I told the council we needed no assistance from outsiders. Who was it that sent for you?
We came ourselves.
No assistance. Have you seen the place?
The Dragonborn begins pacing
Yeah,
towards
we
you
did
with
on
a raised
purpose.
hand as he kind of shouts with a little bit of intensity. Regardless of your reasoning for being here, you're not welcome here. Leave the same way you came and never return, and you will face the punishment decreed by the Dragon Council.
Well, newsflash, we can't. So why don't you chill the fuck out? We're here to save your skin.
As he starts to try to yell, your yelling cuts him off, and then you hear a clanking of metal towards the side where you see and can look to where these kind of stone rings are at the base of the metal pillar. Some sort of like sculpture or something has fallen to the ground. Peeking out from the side of it, you see another Dragonborn emerges from the darkness of the room. You can see her eyes glow as they dart around, kind of looking at you and then around the ceiling. She's looking up, quickly kind of looking behind her. She takes a few steps forward before, like, as you're standing closer up, she's like kind of like darting her eyes around and then looks at you. You see the Dragonborn female, deep kind of black scales. You can see the bottom part of her jaw is very, very thin. Her horns go kind of just straight back and then almost like touch the sides of her head as they come towards the front. She has very soft features for a Dragonborn. She's thinner, but still dressed in very, very well put together clothing. You can see it has a little bit of tatters to it. You can almost see like the shoulder right here. Looks like it has like a spot where it's been ripped, and then you watch her like darting around as she like beckons you, takes her claws, and then kind of like itches for a second.
She needs drugs.
Why don't you come out?
Because find me. Something's wrong here. All of Ezeron's plagued by something.
Yeah.
It's unlike anything I know of, and it's after all of us. We haven't all been experiencing it, but I know in my bones there's not much time until all hope is lost, and we've all truly lost ourselves. I don't even know what day it is, for that matter, or even if it is day. But
that doesn't really matter. What happened? What's going on?
She scratches at the shoulder again.
It's the third of Rosa.
It's about 10 a.m.
Zolta, quiet.
Are you going to tell us what's going on?
Not sure. We're figuring it out. Well, we were at least.
Have you been outside of the keep since this started?
It's been merely 3-4 days at best. Not too long after we received your letter, the council had reconvened and met. We all stood firm on our decision and disbanded. Over time, we had noticed something wrong. Almost as if Ezeron itself was slipping. First started with Kolvax. He started just talking nonsense of war and us being at war with ourselves, and we'd thought he'd just gone on one of his berserking kind of tirades, but that wasn't the case. He kept referring to something as master, but we couldn't figure it out. He disappeared not too long after that. Then it was Slorva. And after Slorva, Eivor. The High Speaker, whom I actually assumed it was that reached out to you, started saying we needed help. It pains me to say it, but I think he was right. I have no idea what's going on here. People have been disappearing more and more every day. Many people barricaded themselves inside. My mind, every single day I've been fortifying with arcane magic to protect it from any sort of intrusion. You can tell whatever this is, it's a battle of the mind. Everyone's suffering with it. He kind of points over to who you can see who he referred to as Zolta, the female dragonborn, scratching at her back, looking up at the ceiling, looking down, and then you still like kind of looking over at her, like beckoning for you to come closer. She's still standing your ground as she's trying to. The wits are somewhat still about her, and I've tried to fortify her mind, but have been unable to. I've been able to keep my composure, mostly. But I can feel myself slipping more and more. Every time I try to have a thought of my own, it's like I'm never alone. I'm not referring to Zolta, but it's like I'm constantly under the gaze of another. My mind is attempting to become its own. Like it won't be mine, it will be something separate from me. It's trying to be stolen almost. I've heard creatures in the darkness, laughter, children speaking, screams, cries, sounds of drums, heartbeats that aren't my own. I can't make sense of any of it. I've done my best to look, and you can see what is a just pile of books. The only thing I've come to figure out is that the storm itself is because something's wrong with Miyazak. When he says that, you know Miyazak to be considered Miyazak the Ancient One. When you're a kid, you are told that Ezran is on the back of a giant creature, essentially, by the name of Miyazak.
Okay.
What kind of creature is it?
A dragon turtle. You heard stories about it, but never thought it was just like really true.
Yeah.
You always thought that the island itself just kind of shifted, but it's just from him constantly roaming around. I feel that whatever it is that has plagued Ezran is affecting Miyazak, and it all started there. I fear the only way to fix it is to try and confront whatever it is that's affecting him.
Let's go fight a dragon turtle.
First question.
No, we don't want to fight him.
We're gonna save him.
Need your honesty. Do you guys have a portal to one of the layers of hell here?
That I know of.
Is that a secret that only the council might have, or a specific person might have?
Who's this guy?
There is no portal here to any of the hells. I can assure you that. We've done our best to keep ourselves isolated from everything. We'd be better connected to Felia
doesn't
than we
make
would be
sense.
the hells.
Well, nobody asked for us to come here. We came here to try to find the council to meet for a convening of the kingdoms, essentially. We just got done fighting for Venore, where we defeated Drexir, one of the demon princes.
I'm not even sure what it is you're talking about. Demon princes and whatever it is.
Well, if you remember our history, why we're
Can I insight check him when he says that?
Can I also insight check him when he says that?
we chosen to be
Can I also
isolated
say
No.
For
So I
good
was
reason.
kidding anyway. So.
during
That's
the
true.
eradication.
I'm only 22.
The demons are invading.
Only
Exactly.
at 22.
I rolled an 11.
We thought we were safe
This guy
here,
did.
but it doesn't appear we were.
18.
Oh, wait.
Seems pretty truthful.
That should be, that should be, yeah, 22.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be lying.
That was the original reason for me reaching out, was to come try to talk to you guys, ask for your help, explain the circumstances of the world, so that something like this wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell him, bro.
no offense, but I think if the demons want to get here, if they start invading the world, they're going to find you sooner or later.
Well, I think it was sooner rather than later.
I'm not going to kick you while you're down, because obviously you realize the severity of the situation, but we need full compliance to have figured this out.
Well, you're looking at the rest of Ezron right here, I'm sure.
We didn't see anyone on our way in. So.
Yeah, nope, just like a little thing.
There haven't
floating
been
around.
any bodies, any creatures that I've seen. I've seen silhouettes in the darkness, but it's almost like everybody just vanished.
You saw something too. Do you know what it looked like?
It's just a black shadow of a figure.
I
Definitely
can recall anything about a
fiendish or
fiend that-
demonic.
Harvard like attacks the mind.
Maybe a
I think
skinnier
you guys
version
actually
of-
have some information on what could be causing it, but if you would
I was gonna say
Gotta
a
look
skinnier
at my
version of
memory.
make a history check. You do that with advantage.
28.
28. Shit. You
Double
know
18.
of creatures that have, from time to time, slipped into the material plane, causing and inflicting nightmares upon people. Never encountered one. Always have heard of them. Your what would have been your grandfather, if I'm correct, being one of the first people who would have made that original deal or whatever it is, he would have encountered them and just kind of referred to them as terrors. Never really had any idea of how one was defeated, but he just had this small kind of isolated village that was almost completely wiped out from people just going mad, essentially.
You know what this guy's name is?
Do I know his name?
No, because there's 6 different members. You never really met any of them.
I
The
just
High
know the
Speaker
High
you would
Speaker.
probably know of, and if you've ever seen him, because he was like a public face in Ezron. But he referred to her as Zolta.
I was just saying, well, now that we're done throwing fireballs, can I get your name?
Grand Magus Zol.
Zor?
Yes.
What's the name of the turtle again?
Myzak.
Well, no mean to just dismiss the pleasantries, but Zor, where would we be able to inspect Myzak?
If you travel to the, well, it's hard to tell the directions, but when you leave the palace, make your way around to the other side. Keep heading what would be the front, or the eastern part. At least I think it would be if we're heading the same direction. You need to get to his head. His head's essentially the opposite side of this palace. Once you make your way around, just keep heading straight. You'll eventually hit the edge of the island. It's deceptive. You think that you're not moving quickly on the island, but once you enter the water, it's probably the best way to approach him, or at least assess what's going on with him. His head should be there. He swims much faster than you think. Be ready for a swim when you hit the water.
It's like, damn, we're not that quick. And it's just gone.
We gotta use that 50 yards around.
Well, you don't believe there's anyone left?
I feel if there was, they would have made their way back here, and those that did lost their minds and also disappeared.
Maybe they just vanished. Maybe they're somewhere else right now.
Do you have any way to
Yeah.
get to safety?
They're in some sort of
As
limbo.
well?
I won't leave my home.
What if you just left temporarily to stay safe?
I much would rather end up wherever they are than leave.
Perhaps you travel with us then, so at least you're with a group. You're not alone. No offense to Zolta.
Zolta's here.
She could
I
come
think
too.
it may be best if she's not with us. But I don't want to leave her either. I'll stay here in case anybody else shows up.
Have you seen, like, what? Do they just vanish when their mind goes? I think it might be better to have her with us. So we know what to expect.
Most everyone that I have seen that has vanished loses their mind in some way, but each of them always refers to finding Master.
Well, you also said you can fortify the mind, right?
My own.
That could. You have any way to do that to someone else? You said you tried with Zolta.
Every time I've tried with Zolta, it's taken the shield off of my own mind. The energy I have to exert.
I'm gonna go over to Zolta. I'm gonna place my hand on her shoulder and cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
See if that does anything. $17. So 7th level spell.
Okay.
It's on it.
It does not appear to be just magical in nature.
Okay.
There's definitely some magic to it, but doing the dispel magic does not rid her of it.
When we first arrived, did you say that the Dragonborn were brainwashed? He called it. He instantly called it. He didn't even know he called it, but he did.
You don't separate yourself from the world for that long without getting some level of brainwashing.
Guess that's fair.
I don't think I'll do anything, but I'll do a little bit of lay on hands. See if any holy energy can
Yeah, it doesn't
help her
seem
mind.
to sense you really have an effect either.
If you're not going to come with us, we shouldn't exactly wait around for something to happen either. But we'll come back once we figure something out, or let you know if there's nothing that can be done.
Well, good luck, I guess.
The shadows don't seem to be able to eat magical flames, so maybe that's a way of protecting yourself.
Very well. Good to know, I guess.
Something to keep in mind.
Hello?
Yeah, I mean,
You said just go head from the back of the palace
yep.
in a straight line.
Is there a door?
Is there a back door?
Through this library back here, if you continue, it'll bring you to a somewhat of a bridge or connecting hallways. It'll connect to a military ward in the academy, and the other one connects to a lighthouse on the far side. Make your way to the lighthouse, and you should be able to leave from there.
You just empty it every time you go home.
Well, thanks for the information.
Hopefully, we were not our own undoing. I will not apologize for how we were, but
Not surprising.
I don't need your apologies. I forgive you.
Dick.
But if you're choosing to stay, we gotta go. So stay safe.
he kind of just gestures towards the door. You can see several rings on his hand as he kind of gestures towards the door. It's kind of opened up a little bit. He does a little bit of a push, and it opens the door more to reveal the library that's in there, to where you can begin making your way to the far side of the island in order to possibly speak with and aid the dragon turtle that Ezron is on its back. We are going to pick it up there next time. Thank you for watching, and if you were,
So
make sure you are
mysterious and
following.
hooked.
That way you get put in the giveaway. If you're subscribing, you put in a giveaway for a custom mini. Our YouTube also has VODs and stuff on there, so make sure you check that out. Thank you. Take it easy.